Welcome to the live stream.
Welcome, welcome. We have Shane from Evergreen State Reptiles in the dog house tonight.
In the dog house.
In the dog house.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We
no problem.
Sorry, we're a little late. Sure. We actually did have technical or a little difficulties in the
I did a little bit there. I had to come in.
He did, and we had some chair issues, and we're a little bit better now. But so
I had a phone this time call right quick.
Yep. So this was legit this time. We cried wolf too many times. They still ain't gonna believe us, but it don't matter.
Yeah. This time was pretty good though. It was legit.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Got Heather, fully envenomated Jarome. What's up? Cold-blooded monsters. Dylan from D's Balls. John Moore.
Dylan, anybody in here? Just kidding.
Alberto.
I heard you leaving shows with 20 people. What's up with that?
Carche. Yeah, he had a Youper. He had a ton of people on that show last night when he ended it. Dylan, he still had 20-something people.
On there. I seen he had some big time guests, but
they didn't show up. They ended up having some difficulty at the airport. But man, he had a good crowd, and they stayed the whole time, 2 hours or so, 2.5 hours. And he still had 20-some people when he said, "Hey, it's time to roll." So,
time to roll. Good deal. It's good to hear.
Yeah, it is.
I have a hard time seeing the lives on the weekend because of the family. The kids got my attention, but.
Oh, for sure.
I went to that website too that I seen you did that. Your daughter did that review on that cage. That's pretty cute, cool little cage,
bro.
That's the one that you sent me pictures of.
$60 shipped.
That was crazy, right? $60 shipped. It's solid acrylic. It's white. That's what everybody's kind of into right now, as far as the kids go, like color schemes, pink and white, whatever. And it's got an acrylic locking front opening lid. It's kind of like a Neodesha, like a little Neodesha. And
you put water in there too, right?
In there or whatever.
Yeah, you put water in the bottom, it looked like, and they had a little platform. I thought, man, that'd be good for frogs, dude. I'm telling you.
Well, I'm thinking about ordering 3 or 4 of them to have them at the shows for my buddy. He sells bearded dragons at my booth. So it'd be a good display for bearded dragons, or even level out. So it'd be a good display for small tortoises, at the show.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was that link I sent you, Justy. Justin. That was that link I sent you yesterday.
Yeah,
that's some nice acrylic. I
looked at a couple of the enclosures in there.
I guess those guys are. I thought it was. I thought that stuff was from China, but apparently, sure it's made there, but apparently the company's in SoCal.
Yeah, and I was surprised that on the plastic ones you were showing, they were free shipping, on all of them, so $60, dude. I mean, come on, dude.
I didn't find it on the website. I found it on eBay, and I had seen some. I don't know if anybody knows, but there's like these little tiny baby snake racks on eBay now.
Yeah.
And even on the Walmart app, they're like $70 or $80, and they're like 6. It's for like little hatchlings, but comes with heat tape and everything, ready to rock.
All right.
So, and I found it on eBay originally, and then I saw it on the Walmart app. Snake rack. There's just all sorts of little stuff. It kind of shows you how fast our hobby is growing,
Yeah, I actually went to their website to look at them cages, and they showed all their cages and all their acrylics and everything. So but it does have a link to their eBay store too. But way better, way more variety on their website actually. So
yeah, a lot of like spider and gecko looking cages,
Oh, for sure. That's why he sent it to Justin. It'd be good for his spiders. Because some of them got the sliding top, the top slide instead of snap in, or they got the door in the front. But they're all clear, so if you really wanted to film or see your spider, those would be awesome, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of spider, it was funny. Last night I was messing with the cage, and I got little glass things over the little screen thing, and I was like, I pressed down on the glass, and the whole screen thing popped down. I was like, because the damn spider's in there. So I took off the lid. I'm all trying to fix the lid and shit, and the wife comes in. She's all, I was like, yeah, could you watch, make sure that spider don't get out? She's like, why are you standing there with that lid and the spider in there? I said, well, because this happened. So she's all freaking out, trying to put stuff over it and shit. I said, just make sure it don't move. It'll be fine. I'm all fixing the lid. She was freaking out.
I'll get a hold of you after the show. I'll send you a couple links where I found some really good deals on enclosures for you.
Oh,
I don't know what size you want. I mean, I know where there's some 4 foot by 2 foot by 1 foot, and then I know a few other places that are really good deals right now if you're looking. So.
Well, she's gonna need something more than 4 foot, bro. That thing's huge.
Depends on what he's. Yeah, I mean, depends on what size you want. But I mean, I can hook him up with a couple different places if he's wanting to look at them. So.
Yeah, there's a couple of them cage places. There's a bunch of them on Instagram too. You know, like Black Cage or whatever. And there's a bunch of them that do cages.
Well, Big Sky Reptiles and enclosures. They just put one out that's a 4 foot by 2 foot by 1 foot PVC enclosure. Comes with LED lights, lock, and ship for $265. That's pretty good deal. I mean,
that's my buddy. That's my buddy, dude. He builds great cages. I mean,
So I mean,
that's who I sent my. Thank you. That's why I'm sweating, bro. I had to turn the mini split off. I got that mini split underneath the cabinet. I got it set to 78, 79. I turned it down to 72, but boy, it gets hot real quick, especially when you get hair. But Big Sky is that's my guy right there. I actually sent him my 2 sub-adult Burmese mountain tortoises, and I actually just sent him to him and said, pay me when you can, because I trust him. He's one of my, I've only met him once in person, but when you meet someone he's a good dude. We talk, you can tell, his cages are so nice, and his racks. He's a good dude. He'd be a good guy.
I know he's on Instagram, and I don't know about Facebook.
He's on Facebook.
Yeah, he got that new CNC machine, man. That's nice CNC machine too. But he's pumping out some stuff, so.
Oh yeah, he makes
that
clean,
shit out, getting the maximum,
top quality stuff for sure. So.
Yep. But anyway, that's a good person to hit up.
Back to those little cages, man. That's kind of crazy that you can get those cages for that price, and it's kind of just the start of things. I mean, these little companies are popping up and they're pushing out high. I mean, that's a quality built little deal, and
right.
Yeah, $60. That's pretty good.
Or something. It's gonna hold humidity a little better. It's gonna, be good for like baby mangrove snakes while they're, in their first 6 months or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, they're not. I mean, I seen them, and that's why I went and looked at their website, and I was like, man, they got a lot of cool stuff, So
we tagged them on that post, and they followed us.
That's cool.
Right on.
Maybe they'll like it enough to send us a wholesale list or something.
Well, if y'all don't know who Shane is from Evergreen, this guy is probably one of the, in my mind anyway, one of the top Kluber breeders out there right now. I think this guy's producing some quality stuff, guys.
I appreciate it. That's nice to say. There's a lot of people, but I definitely work hard at it. Try my best.
And
he can fit more in a shipping bag than anybody else known to man.
Yeah, he can pack a bag full like you would be, but go look at his setup at the expo.
Derek,
man.
welcome.
Don't play around, man. He sets up and man, it's a nice looking setup. I've seen it, man. The full front and the sides. I mean, you're out there doing your best you can.
Yeah, it's all about. It's some showmanship. If it's not looking right, it's not right. It's just not right. So that's what I like. That's probably one of my favorite things about the hobby is doing shows and setting up and making it look as nice as you can. I mean, it's your storefront, right?
Right.
For sure.
Put some pride in it and set it up. That's definitely what I like doing. So.
Hell yeah.
Well, this shows you that some people go above and beyond to do it the right way, and some people just.
Well, yeah, and then if you're walking up and there's, if there's 2 tables that sell the same kind of shit, and you got one that's half-assed and you got one that's on point, you're going to go to on point most of the time, So
it helped a lot of other vendors because, the shows will give you those free plastic. I talked about this on JR's live the other night, but I don't mind speaking about it again. I don't know if anybody wants to hear it twice, but they give you the free plastic tablecloth, and it just looks like crap. But on eBay, you can buy fitted 8-foot, 6-foot tablecloths for like $12.99. That's cheap. And I mean, they're fitted. They drop down. Looks like a perfect square. So, like that right there is a jump above. Table runners are, $25 a piece, and you just get set up, and they don't take much to look good.
For sure, get your banner.
And when I go to expos, dude, I like when I go up to somebody's table. I like when the breeder's there and you can kind of talk to them. I hate when somebody's got a table set up and they're all in the back, sit down. They give no shits unless you got to, hey, you got to say something to them, man. Like I'll just keep on going, dude.
I like. Well, that's the thing for me. I'm a interactive person, so I'm big on communication. I like to talk to people, and dude, I can't. Sometimes I don't even sleep the night before an expo. I get so excited. I get crazy about it. It's like Christmas.
Well, yeah, and you have so much to think about, I'm sure, too. Did I remember this? I got this, you got to check over everything. So it'd be crazy.
Do I breed African house snakes? So actually, I had a bunch, and I sold them to Greg Power, which is Die Animal on Instagram, and then also my friend Ashton's Dragons on Instagram and Facebook. He breeds house snakes. He's got clutches out right now, and I think he's got babies available. So
there you go.
I was kind of looking at that direction, but I'm more of a larger breed colubrid guy. I got a few corn snakes, and they're all kind of like the high-end scaleless and palmetto projects. But other than that, I like the big king snakes and then everything above that, except for hognose. Obviously, they're smaller, but
the Muscaranas.
African house snakes kind of breed like ball pythons. They have like a little, maybe like a slight ambient temperature drop, but they don't brumate. So everything I have brumates for the most part, except for my false waters and my Cribos, and then the ball pythons. I moved everything to the garage because it drops down to 60 out here. But the ball pythons, they did really well with their setup. I've got an ARS rack coming. I got 5 of them coming.
So do you do the L-tail Cribos?
No, but a guy that I kind of look up to, pretty cool guy named Chris Sharpshooter Reptiles, also on Instagram. He just had a big, huge clutch of yellowtail Cribos. So anybody interested, that'd be your guy to hit up. He's a really cool guy, super knowledgeable. He's a big.
I'm listening, join chat in a few. Right on, Jason.
I hope you're listening, Jason, just for future reference.
Yeah, follow him on Instagram, Sharpshooter Reptiles, Chris Sharp. He's a super cool guy. Posts a lot. Most of his posts are herping pictures, but he does have quite the collection as well.
Cool.
Nice.
Yellowtail Cribos, I mean, there's really only a few people that breed them. Unfortunately, they still come in wild caught. And that's like we were talking that you were looking at some, you just never know because the Suriname locality comes in wild caught. And
right. They
have a rough time coming through, man. They're always full of parasites and stuff. And most keepers, they don't know how to deal with that, or you got to get a prescription of Flagyl, and I mean it's just a mess.
Right.
That's a pain. Yeah,
capture bred is the way to go.
I've seen
Chris is a good dude. He lives 30 minutes from me.
30 minutes from me, yeah.
I actually think highly of him. I haven't barely spent much time talking to him other than just a little bit, but I just know he's a good guy, so I like him.
And do you have normal and the supers on the Muscaranas?
No, I just have the one pied. I had a super female and a pied female, and I sold those to Greg. I was gonna not do the Muscaranas, and then I had the opportunity to buy that girl that you've seen, which is I think the most perfect pied. The problem with the Muscarana is males are only about 1 out of every 50. So like a clutch might have a male. But it's
wow.
It's like every 2 clutches has 1 male. That's what I've understood. I mean, it's kind of crazy. So they're also hard to get started. So if you were to find a male, and then like I wouldn't want another pied because then I would just make a bunch of supers. I'd want a regular, just solid black Muscarana so I can still make pied.
Yeah, I seen Brian Bartek was posting, said he had a bunch of them here the other day. Some regulars. He said more people buy them than the pieds.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
But
my
I mean,
uncle wants to watch the live. What should I send him? I told him Justin's Animal House, but what would the link be?
No, we're on Irondogg's channel this time.
Oh, we Irondogg.
Yeah, we're on
Irondogg
Reptiles tonight.
He's also a snake breeder, Treasure Valley Reptiles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good dude.
Even if he finds my channel, he'll see that I'm live. I mean, if he clicks on it, even then that'll work too. Either one.
There we go. I'll just send this to him. I pulled it up on my phone.
Is that your helper next to you?
Oh, yep, there she is. She likes YouTube.
Oh yeah, I don't blame her. You did a good job on that review.
YouTube rocks.
We were talking about your review earlier. She's being shy.
It's only the world watching. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The world. You got on here right now, watching me sweat. Woo.
Got 18 people is what I show.
There we go.
Yeah. 21 thumbs up.
There she is.
Well, there you go.
Hi. Welcome to the live stream.
That's Raylan. She's my helper. Sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
She's been waiting for her YouTube debut.
There you go.
I only found that out because the deleted my comment.
What's up, kiddies?
The YouTube moderator deleted your comment here? It will happen. I wonder what the comment was. YouTube's weird. I don't know why they've
been doing that a lot lately on live streams. They've been deleting some people. It depends on what you say. It triggers them for some reason.
Get on back quick.
Do you have any list of words that are triggered?
No.
Because in your moderator deal, you can like put certain words that'll get held up before they get before they can be published or whatnot. And so I wonder. I don't know what the deal is. Esther, welcome.
Welcome, Esther. No, I haven't. But I've noticed it's been doing a lot in different live streams, so and just wondered what's going on with that. So,
well, if it got deleted, then I don't know if I'll be able to.
So you've got my address, right, Shane?
Going to breed.
Yeah, I found it.
Oh.
All right, because when I win that giveaway, I just want to make sure you have it already. So.
Oh, your home address. Oh yeah, I got that.
Yeah. That way, when you know where to ship that.
Hey, that'll be on Wednesday. We're gonna I'll just go live and use that comment picker, and I'm gonna probably pull 5 or 6 names just because it seems like 1 out of every 5 person that entered didn't follow me even. It's right there in the instructions. So I tried to go through and people who didn't follow. There's so many comments though. So it's hard. And the problem with that comment picker is you have all these people that say, good luck and all this. It can pull those comments. So then I have to go through. I got to go through tomorrow night and delete anything that's not an actual entry.
Right.
Well, most of those, most of them will do a duplicate deal to where it'll take out all the duplicate names.
Oh, it didn't do that.
Oh,
yeah, really? But you don't want to do that because he said you can enter as many times as you want.
Yeah. No, I don't want to do that. But what I want to do is there's let's say you tag 3 people.
That's going to be rough. Yeah.
One of the people you tag will write on there, make a comment on that and say good luck. Well, because it's a comment and I'm using a comment picker, it can pull that comment.
Right.
So it'll take me an hour, but I'll go through it and only keep the people that entered 3 times.
Yeah.
That's people do that all the time. They don't follow the rules, man. They don't follow the rules. They just think, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm in.
That they're not going to check, or they can just say, oh, well, it doesn't show you because it's private, and it's like, well.
Well, you need to have your account set to personal so I can verify it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a big giveaway. I think people are going to be watching close. I think we got almost 400 new followers from it. I honestly was kind of thinking we'd probably get close to 1,000, but I don't really care. It doesn't matter. We were just doing it to kind of give back to the community. It wasn't necessarily about grabbing a ton of followers. So
Right.
You might want to do a post ahead of time reminding people to make sure they are subscribed and followed to who they're supposed to before.
Yeah, I was gonna do that tomorrow. You know, like, hey,
give them a little warning. Yeah.
6 p.m. East or Pacific Standard Time. We're gonna pull this and go from there. So.
Yeah, but you know, most people buy it just. They don't care. They just figure, well, if I win, you'll let me know, and then that's how they are, you know.
Yeah, it was kind of weird though to click on people's names and see they're not following. I'm like, man, at least you got to follow.
Happens, yep.
So, but anyway, it's all right. We'll see what happens with it. It should be a big one. And then
that's okay. That just gives me more of a chance.
A lot of kids entered, so I'm gonna say if a kid wins, I'm gonna have to need an email from their parents saying that they can receive a snake, you know. But other than that, that's the only hang up, and that's fine if kids enter. But I just click on the email saying, you know, so and so is allowed to receive this animal, and we have all intentions of taking care of it. So I just want to know how little homie's gecko. Raylan's gecko, her gecko is getting here on Wednesday, so it's not here yet. We got the cage set up first. What's that? Why is that funny?
Just subscribe.
So it's good to be prepared. What?
Oh. Yeah, we want to be.
Said he just subscribed.
Oh, right on.
Actually, we bought our gecko. So we posted on Instagram, and we had like 5 or 6 accounts hitting me up with geckos. I kind of felt bad. You can only buy it from one person. I do so much business with Greg Dynamo on Instagram, and I give him a lot of great deals. So he was like, "Hey, you know, what does she want?" And then we told him, and he said, "Hey, shoot me a label and $100, and I'll send you a male and female." So that was a pretty cool deal.
Nice. Hell yeah!
Hopefully, she'll run a little project out of it and have her first breeding experience.
So you're having some fun. Did I see that your false water cover is about ready to lay eggs or did lay eggs?
I think so. 2 of them. I hope. That's the 2 snake species that I never feel too confident with is the false waters. This will be the first year, and then the first year the Cribos. Man, I mean, I don't have a problem admitting when I make mistakes, but I bought the pair from this guy. He bought one from John West, who's a huge Cribo breeder in South or SoCal, and he bought one from Black Pearl. And he sent them to me, and they were his babies. He was moving by a house in Texas, so he says, "This is the male, this is the female." So I don't probe him. You know, why would I probe him? He knew. I mean, he bought it from John West, and he bought it from Black Pearl. That's the 2 biggest Cribo breeders in the country.
All right.
So I get him. I raise him for 2 years, and I pair him up. I put the nest box in with the male because I was told that was the female. So the damn female was the male, and the male was the female. So the male had the nest box, the female laid eggs, you know, in the damn wood chips. So there were 12 eggs, 5 were good, 1 died, 2 hatched, and I incubated them at 82. Well, Cribos, you got to incubate them at 75, 76. They're not a hot species. You don't even keep them at 80. 78's like as warm as you don't keep them, and they have night drops into the 60s. That's why they're really easy to keep for me here. So I had 2 hatch and had kinks. And then that was the year 1. So last time, all right, I got this now. You know, this is the female, this is the male. She lays a huge clutch under the paper, under the aspen, not in her damn lay box. And so they're in there for a week and a half before I find them. I went to go do a bedding change, and then there's dry it up, and you know, looked like a
game out. You welcome.
They look like figs. I was disgusted in myself, but at the same time, not really. How was I supposed to know? Hot snake had never went under the newspaper. Wow. And it had a massive lay box. I had them in the Vision 90 tubs, which are huge tubs. They're like 4 foot, 5 foot.
Right.
Every day, and I'm thinking, she should have laid every. Oh no, and there was no raised bedding or anything. And then, so this year got stuck with 2 females, and I'm not letting it slide by. So it's a learning. Those are tough snakes to breed. They're not. I mean, And if you don't let the male breed, he beats the crap out of himself too. If you don't pair the male up on its time, he'll rub his face off in 2 days. So I think I haven't dealt with that, because they're serious, like aggressive breeders. So
crazy.
Anyway,
that's crazy.
This is the year they're big enough, so as long as the male did his job, I should have 2 clutches of false water, and I should have 2 clutches of Crevos.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
That's a big one, but that's the one that I never feel confident on. They're tough snakes to work with. Big learning curve.
Well, yeah, everything's learning though.
Well, that's it though. It's just trial and error, and sooner or later you'll get it down where you got it right. Keep grinding at it,
Yeah.
Payoff will be good.
I'm gonna be holding back at least. I hold a quarterback of every clutch. I didn't do that the first 2 years, and it was a big mistake. People are buying, and you're like, oh, this is nice, and you're selling everything, and then all of a sudden, for 2 years, you don't have a single baby you kept back. That was, especially with hognose, that was like just dumb. So last year and the year before, I held back everything, and then I cut it down to a fifth after about 4 months and pick which ones I like the best. But so if I get 20 eggs, I keep between 5 and 8 babies back, and then I'll keep 3 or 4 going into the next year. So
yeah,
that's one thing I can suggest. Even with ball pythons, if you got 8 babies, you should probably keep at least 2 or 3 that, especially breeding head to head.
Right.
That's just the only way is to grow your own collection. You don't want to always be buying other people's stuff, especially when you're producing stuff. So it's
so you got some like kind of world's first hog noses or like really rare ones you said in your collection?
I don't have any world's first stuff. I got some stuff off camera. Is like 3 or 4 years ago, this guy was pretty big in the lemon ghost, which is still out there. There's quite a few lemon ghosts. But this guy, supposedly the story is he went to prison and lost his whole collection. I happened to buy a pair from him before that happened. I didn't know how special they were. I just knew I had lemon ghost toffee condas. Because, the lemon ghost is a visual breedings unless you're lemon ghost to lemon ghost, which is a yellow hognose. But so apparently I have some of them, and I produced those last year, and I kept all the babies back. So I'll be producing lemon ghost super conda toffees, and then I'm gonna put that into the Mai Tai, which is already toffee and sable. So I'll have lemon ghost, Mai Tai, super condas. So that'll take a while to get to that point, but I also have some purple haze stuff that came out 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and most of it got shipped to Hong Kong like right away because it was a feeding frenzy, and they love the hognose over there. And the purple haze is hypo, snow, and lavender. And there's a few people with some hets, but I'm pairing up my hets this year, so fingers crossed I produce some purple haze, and that'll be kind of back into the market. It's kind of weird how it just disappeared. So,
right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then I got some frost and permafrost stuff, but that's all stuff that's been made. But you just, introduce one morph to the next, and you get hets, and then you bring them back, and, you get a visual in there.
Well, so, I remember when you was on D's Balls and you were talking about your hognose, and you said a lot of people really ain't feed them the correct size and a lot of stuff like that, correct?
It's crazy.
There's a lot of stuff.
Even one of my close friends, we're friends now, but her and her husband bought a hognose from me, and she said, hey, this guy's still small. I said, well, what are you feeding it? And she's like, 2 pinkies at a time. And this snake's, it looks like, if you look at it, it looks like it'd be eating 2 pinkies. I said, well, you need to feed it 2 fuzzies or eye open crawler, it's time. A month later, that snake tripled in size because it was just waiting to get fed. It's kind of like, and then I bought a snake from this girl in Spokane, Washington, and she said 5 times throughout the interaction that, hey, it only eats pinkies, you can't take anything bigger. the day I opened out of the box, within an hour, I put an eye-open crawler in there, and she smashed it, you know. And it is huge now, and I've only had it for 6 months. And it was tiny when I got it, you know, but it was 2 years old. So, yeah, I mean, they're frequent eaters. I think most people kind of forget, like, the way we feed snakes, a snake's not going to eat once a week in the wild. A snake will get into a nest of babies, and it'll sit there and it'll eat 8 babies in a row, and then it won't move for a month. And it's going to process that.
Right.
Like, I've got friends, Chris Sharp's another guy, you know, you could talk to him. He goes herping, and he'll flip a board that he flipped 5 years ago, and the same cow kings under it. People think snakes just go all over the place. They stay, you know, they'll stay there if they're fed. And you know, he'll flip boards every year and the same snakes under it. And Jerry Hartley's another guy. He's an older herper. He's the same stories with rosy boas and king snakes. And
wow.
You know, even the big Eastern indigos, they're not going to travel hundreds of miles. They got trackers on those things for studies, and they'll stay in, you know, in like a schoolyard area, you know, hunt. But they're not going to eat every day, or excuse me, once a week like we feed snakes. They're going to eat 4 or 5 things right now and then not eat for a month or two. So,
Venom Wonderful. Yeah.
Snakes can eat bigger meals than you think, and if, you know, obviously there's a regurg factor if you don't have them set up properly, but if you got things set up how they should be, you know, like Dylan just said, every 4 days with the hog, that's good. You know, 3 days, 5 days. You know, I tend to do every 7 because I have so many, and I'll just do 2 meals at once, and I don't have any issue. So,
all right.
My actually holdback rack sitting right here where the computer's on has all my holdbacks from this last year. I have heat cable through the vision rack. I don't even have a thermostat on. It's not plugged in. I haven't had a single issue, and they all eat every time I feed them, and they process the meal just fine. And it sits at 80 degrees. You know, snakes don't sunbathe. We know that. Like, very, very rarely do they sit out in the sun. They come out at night and get that warmth, you know. Hognose will crawl around in the shade. They're never going to sit and fry in the sun. You know, they're underneath the leaf litter and the canopies and stuff. So,
yep, in the shades and shit.
Now, I noticed you said something about cleaning. Are they more apt to get like RIs and stuff if you don't keep them really clean, their tubs and stuff? Or,
you know, people have reported hognose with RIs. It's super rare, and it's definitely a clean factor. I mean, it's not a temperature related deal, because a friend of mine puts his hognose at 47 degrees for 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Well,
down to 58, 60. But RI, in my opinion, I mean, I know balls is probably a little different. They're pretty finicky as far as humidity levels and heat and this, that, and the other. I haven't had a snake. I had one snake when I was 17 years old with an RI, and it was a imported ball python, and I corrected it myself. Back then, you know, AOL just made basically like just a real hot cage, and got them straightened out. But I haven't had any issues with RIs on any of my animals. But I mean, I know with the bigger snakes and the boas and balls and stuff, it happens. But
yeah, it does. If they get cold and wet with the bigger snakes, I've noticed they'll get an RI. You know.
Yeah. But hognose, they definitely get that clicking. People email me all the time about it, and it's always hognose poop is pretty rough. It's not like a ball python where they take like one poop. I mean, they can paint their cage, so to speak, kind of like a dry mark on it. And if you let that sit there, it definitely cause an issue. But
Tavion, welcome.
Hognose get that fat butt, and they have 2 pores underneath by their cloaca. Females especially, scent glands, and their poop is pretty gross. If they go over it too many times, it clogs the pores, and then once those things are clogged once, that's why I tell people it's a good thing to scare your hognose, kind of get them to hiss and puff, because they expel that pore, and it's a good thing, or else you get that buildup. But no, I brand new.
You got to poke at them every now and then. Mad.
If they find out and hiss, that's not a bad thing. They're being, they're pushing out the sting gland and cleans them up and everything. So
nice. That's crazy.
But
I love all those. They're like bugs.
So what you thought on them ball pythons?
Me? I'm more and more. I got quite a few now. Man, people get on me about my memes when I drop my ball python memes. But I got ball python.
I see them. I laugh all the time when I see them.
I lose followers for that. I've gotten a lot of hate memes on that. An asshole and all sorts of stuff. And it's like, Jesus, man, can't you just have fun? Like people seem to
relax a little bit.
Sorry, I'm part of the NWO and you're not.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, people seem to like it, but I'm liking balls more and more.
Right on. Cool.
My buddy, I spoke to him this morning. He's got 50 super high end 4 and 5 gene balls.
Secret ball lover. That's funny. Sorry, not sorry, he says.
I don't know that I like the balls, but I mean, they're my least favorite of what I keep, but I still like them.
Right. Well, and if that's the thing, I mean, keep what you want, what your passion is. I mean, because man, there's a lot of ball python breeders, but even like Dylan, I mean, he's just not keeping ball pythons. I mean, he's doing berms and everything else. I mean, that's the thing.
A few colubrids. We've got a few colubrids over to him.
Yep. So, I've seen that.
The balls Halloween in them for a long time, and then that highway came out, and I was like, man, I like that highway. And then I like leopard too, and leopard highways and the freeways, and then I
wrong with leopard.
Xanthic, and I just got 2 normals that are 100% head Xanthic clowns. So I'm hoping they've been locked up though. So they're a little small. The female's a little small, but I might be able to get a 4 or 5 egg clutch out of her. But
sweet,
I hope. I love those damn things, man. That's cool to me. Xanthic pies and Xanthic clowns. I got some Xanthic pies.
Clown that is a fire snake. Yeah, those are.
I don't think I could ever sell it if I ever made it. That's like a piece of art,
Yeah.
I feel like that about the Mai Tai hognose too. It's like, show off the highway girl you got from me. I'll get her out here in a minute. I just met her last night. She's huge now. She was huge when Dylan gave her to me. We did a 3-way trade, and she was but man, she's big now.
Yeah, Dylan shows off that what is it, the Halloween snake or whatever that he got.
Yeah,
they locked up pretty cool.
Yeah, I was on the fence about breeding them again. I thought about selling the adults because they're a smaller milk snake, and I really like the Hondurans. But I put them together again, and they locked up right away. So that's what colubrids do, though. Colubrids are a lot different than balls. You don't have to have one lock's enough. You wake them up, feed them for 2 weeks, wait for the female to shed, put them together, one lock. That's all it takes. Done. You get eggs every time. So
balls make it a lot easier.
Balls take time, right?
You sell them, I got to.
Yeah, you and Greg both want them. But I don't think I'll sell those. It's nice to have a smaller milk. Not everybody wants a 5-6 foot Honduran. So
right. Yeah, still though. Nice to have them in there.
You sell them, I got dibs.
Colubrids awesome, point blank. So what other species do you work with besides? Is there anything besides ball pythons and the hognose mainly?
Well, I got the corns and the scaleless corn project, palmetto corns, and I want to work. People haven't produced a scaleless palmetto, I don't think yet. I'm sure somebody's gonna this year or next year, but I hit on not producing scaleless, making some hats, and then producing scaleless palmettos. I think that would be awesome. I think on the scaleless pythons, but the scaleless corn snakes. At first, I wasn't big on those either, but they're pretty cool. So the corns, the kings, the Crebos, false waters, milks, and ball pythons, and then the skinks. This is my first year with the skinks. A friend of mine going through some tough times. He had to get rid of his skinks, so I purchased this collection. I don't know what I'm doing with them. I mean, I got three females got locked, and I guess that's a pretty big deal. I mean, people keep them for years. I kept them for years before. I never got a single lock. And I bought his collection, and I had 3 females locked. So, I guess it's pretty hard to find pairs, that work.
Right.
Don't have any accidents, no blood, nothing. So.
How about them killer Red Bulls?
Red Bulls are paired right now. I don't know if you saw my post on Instagram last night. I had a really nice lock on those. Pretty stoked about it. That's kind of one that, even though it's just a clue, you're kind of like, it's a big snake. If it doesn't want to breed, it's not going to. You know what I mean? So I was kind of worried. It was at a one-off last year when I produced that nice clutch, but I actually got them paired to 3 different females this year.
Nice.
So.
Happy birthday, Rob.
Is it Rob's birthday?
What about you guys? You guys just do the ball, or you got other stuff?
No, just trying to breed the balls for the most part.
Just raising my
I'm just kind of the project guy, kind of for the most part.
Oh, thank you, Venom Wonderful.
What does that mean? They gave you $25?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's a nice gesture.
Yeah, ain't it? That's
right
nice
on, Venom.
That's pretty cool.
That's me just giving me back money I gave him the other night.
Now the super jumps up the channel a lot, actually.
Yeah, because like with that, it all goes back
welcome.
the collection. You know what I mean? The channel, help feed animals or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean that's where all that money goes back to. So
I hadn't seen that before.
Yep. That's when you get monetized on YouTube. That's what happens.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I didn't know if Instagram did that for you.
I wish.
There you go. See, yeah. That's why.
You need to start doing. Can't you?
You need to start doing more over here.
I don't know if you can or not. I mean, I kind of went all in on Instagram a few years ago, and I was talking to on JR's little live we did. I deleted my personal Facebook. I don't want anything to do with Facebook, even though I have a business page with a lot of followers.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, the groups on Facebook are cool, but if you really pay attention to the groups, you really pay attention to those groups, man. There's a lot of funk going on, a lot of.
That's what we talk about all the time. It's the devil book.
Wanted to correct other people, and
the groups suck.
Instagram's much better. You talk one-on-one and help somebody if you need to. Shane, she is straight up your twin. That's what everybody says.
Thank you, Annette.
Yeah.
I seen how you got roughed out there earlier too.
How I got what?
That's
she got rushed out of the basement.
Daughter that did that. Annette. She was over there earlier. He's like, get out of here. Get.
Yes, gotta go live. I got her rodent and she had to go.
Yeah.
You still got your tegus?
No, I don't have. Well, I still own them, but I got 2 reds in Florida, which I guess they won't be there much longer. They're at a farm. 2 female reds in Florida, and then I have 1 female black and white with Greg in Texas. And I sold my albino. I was, it's hard to get rid of those few things like the tortoises and the tegus, but I really need my space and my mindset to be focused on the goal of the snakes and it's a nice setup here. I don't have a problem with it, but I need a sink, I need space, and I want to get us out of here and into a facility at some point. So, and I don't mean like a huge facility, look at me and everything, but I just mean I need space to work. And the tortoises and tegus, I mean, it was money tied up. I got money when I moved them. And it's kind of sad though, because they were kind of like that stuff, right? Like the albino tegu and then the black Burmese mountain tortoises, but it just took away from my ability to grow.
Right on, Annette.
And I'm a snake guy mostly. Every year I get half the babies for my tegus, and that's why I always have reds and I always have blacks, and those are deals that I made with people that it's worked out for me. Hey, I'm going to send you this female, and they send me half the babies every year. It's pretty nice.
So, have you ever hatched them in your hand like they do, where they're rubbing them? Have you ever done that?
No, I haven't personally. People do it.
I think that's cool as hell. They rub it, and all of a sudden it just pops out there. I'm like, that's cool as hell.
What happens is they wait for the first egg to hatch, and then they'll do that with the rest of the babies, and there's 40, 50 eggs in a clutch. But if you let them hatch naturally, after the first baby hatch, 8 to 10 days before the last baby hatches. So if you're pushing that baby out 8 to 10 days before it wanted to hatch, that's just not my thing.
Right.
And everybody knows I sell tegus, so I was getting DMs all the time. People, hey, we want to come pick an egg and open it, and I'm like, no, not doing that. Florida does it, and that's the way they want to do business. That's fine. I mean, I'll never say you can't do this or you can't do that. I'm not ever going to tell anybody how to, I don't want to be that person. I've dealt with people like that. Don't do it this way, do it that way. But I just personally wouldn't do it. That experience.
I do things my own way, and that's just it. I mean, it works for me.
I don't even cut. I don't even plan to cut the ball python eggs. I know people like to and stuff, but my uncle doesn't, and he produces a shit ton, and there's nothing wrong with it. Apparently, it works out just fine, but I just don't need to. I just let it hatch. My friend used Boaga eggs when they were going long, and if you would just waited 5 days, that it came out stronger. I mean, the cluebrids are different though. People cut cluebrid eggs. It's crazy. Once you cut a cluebrid egg, it has to come out. It can't sit in there for 5 days like a ball python. It's not. It just, for whatever reason, that retics and balls, and I don't know, berms, Dylan will say yes or no, allow that. It must be a python thing. But if you do that to a cluebrid, that thing's going to come out in an hour, and it's going to be dragging that sack around. It's going to get wrapped up in dirt, and so I just rather not do it.
I see, I don't know how Dylan is with his burns. I mean, I see people cutting a lot of retic eggs just because they say it just saves their life, but I haven't bred them yet, so I don't know if Dylan cuts his or not because of that same reason, but
someone said they've saved several babies from twisted umbilical cords, and I believe that. I mean, I think that probably is a thing with balls. I've heard and read and seen quite a bit of it, but I've never had a colubrid egg not hatch unless it was a hard-boiled egg. How, I don't know if you see that with balls, but colubrids, they get basically hard-boiled, and there's not even an embryo inside. And I don't even, if the egg looks bad and I know it doesn't have a snake in it, I'm so confident. I take tweezers and I pull it right out of the clutch and put it in the toilet, gone. And I'll tear it open just to see, but it's always, there's nothing there. It's just a hard-boiled egg. Hognose especially, if they don't get funky. So I dump it quick. I don't play around with them.
What's your biggest clutch of hognose eggs you ever had?
26. And then
damn it, so
30 days later, the female laid 22, and they were the biggest eggs you'd ever seen. Hognose double clutch exactly 30 days after their first litter if they're going to double, and you don't pair them up.
Really? So you can get 2 clutches within 30 days off the same female?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know.
Takes a lot out of them. A friend of mine was telling me double clutch. But you shouldn't pair them for a double clutch. You should, if they're going to do it naturally, you just let them do it.
Right.
But he said even if he sees that she's ovulating for a second time, he won't throw the male in because either she already is prepared.
Some people do get out of control, Tavion.
And that seems to be the better way to go, in my opinion.
That's cool. I didn't know that. That's and especially if you're breeding something that's like high dollar, like you were talking earlier, man, that'd be awesome to have like 50 goddamn eggs and some sweet high dollar hognose, man.
Sometimes the female doesn't recoup though. So I've definitely lost. I had a big female that double clutch like that, and I did everything I could to blow her back up. But I mean, that took so much, 50 eggs out of a small snake.
Oh, yeah.
30-day period. And they just wither. So you got to be careful, and that's why during breeding season, and if the hognose females are laying eggs, instead of feeding them small or medium mice, I'll feed them a crawler or hopper like almost every day, and they'll eat it every day. And they look so much different, especially the tricolors, because they lay 4 to 5 clutches a year. In the wild, tricolors die. They have one breeding season, then they die because it takes too much out of them. So I mean, I literally fed my tricolors as they're laying eggs, and they'll take the food, and it helps them pass the eggs again. I'll just feed them every day, and they look great. But if you don't, they dwindle quick. I mean, they're gone.
That's good to know. I mean, that's awesome information, dude.
Snaky animals. There's a very small margin for screwing things up. It's not like other snakes that can rebound and this, that, and the other. And I think often in the wild, it'd be hard pressed to find an old adult female hognose of any species. I just don't think they have the ability to, get their food that they need for the amount of eggs they lay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean,
just run into that nest of mice, The
tricolors get paired one time. One can have 4 clutches, all fertile, 4 to 8 eggs. It's wild.
Wow.
Wow, that is.
I know Dylan's like he must have the boy must be packing.
So what's your opinion on bull snakes? You think they're going to be the next big thing?
They're big for export. I don't think they're a big thing here. I mean, they're cool. It's a lot for people to deal with. I mean, you open the tub, bull snake's mouth wide open and screaming at you most of the time. I think they have their place, but I don't think they're like a king snake, or a hognose where you're gonna have a ton of people buy them. So definitely have their place in the hobby, but I don't think they won't be popular like a Crebo.
Right.
There's really only a few people that produce bull snakes, it seems like.
I see more people getting into them as well.
Hong Kong and Japan and South Korea. Because, colubrids are the only thing we can export to the Asian countries. That's what made the colubrid market go insane in the first place. About 4 or 5 years ago, MBKs were $30 a piece. Then the following year they were $150, and now they're $225 to $275. And that's because, I don't know if you're aware, you might not be, most you probably really don't have an idea, because ball pythons aren't exported, and they can't be as far as the Asian countries. Colubrids can. What happened was when Hong Kong, if you look at Instagram, and Instagram really drove the hobby where it's at, but if you look at like the Hong Kong and the Chinese culture, the way they display their animals and stuff, they were years and years and years behind us as far as the hobby goes. And it was like a feeding frenzy the first few colubrids that went over there. And what happened in the United States was, all this money was arriving for all these breeders. All these colubrids constantly went over there. Well, Japan and South Korea culture, they see what China was doing, or Hong Kong rather, and then they wanted in. So those 3 countries just wiped out the colubrids here in the States. Well, now there's barely any available. So what does that do to the price? High white cow for $50-$60. I get $175 to $200 a piece now, because you can get on Morph Market and there's a few on there, but what is there, 25 or 30 posted at a time? Well, how many people want to buy snakes? More than 25 or 30 people. It's because and these breeders have signed contracts with Hong Kong or whatever, and they just all goes. And that's good for us. It grows the hobby worldwide, also grows the demand in the States. You get a little bit more for what you're selling. Plus people, I always tell people this, the more you sell an animal for, is better for the animal. People protect their investment. People pay $30 for a snake, they automatically don't value it as much as they're going to value spending $200 on a snake. Or
I agree.
Buying a for $45 at a show. $45, that's going out to dinner for 2 people and a couple drinks. No big deal. Now you spend $250, $300. That's just people's natural behavior. They're going to they're going to take that investment and they're going to protect it. They're going to buy the best lights and, they're going to the best food and they're going to read up on it. And not everybody's that way, right? Like we're animal keepers, animal lovers. It doesn't matter the value of the animal. We're going to take care of it. But we're talking about the population and the whole. You got to walk into shows and you got wild caught lizards for $15 and Junior wants a lizard. They'll buy the lizard and throw it on the seat and maybe they'll remember to get out of the car when they get home. They'll feed it for the first week and, but you spend $400 on some cool Euromastics, you're going to feed that thing. You know what I mean? Mom and dad are going to be watching. We're going to make sure that thing's taken care of. We spent a lot of money on that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But realistic social media.
Carl was 200.
And the exporting to the Asian countries made our hobby, I think, better.
Well, that's where me and Dylan said too is, these people throwing out these normal berms or retics for $100. People are snagging them up because they're little babies, and then in a year or two, they're like, these things are big. You up that price a little bit, you won't see so many people doing them impulse buys or the rehousings. I mean, you should. I mean,
it's already gone down a ton from where it was 8 years ago, in my opinion.
I see. I mean, I've seen a couple berms for rehousing, but I see more like I do. I literally see more people rehousing retics than anything, and then just because their word is they're too big. They got too big. Well, if they got too big, then you didn't do your research on them at all. You know what I'm saying? Because you should research that a retic's going to get. It could get 20 foot or bigger.
Yeah.
And if you're not prepared for that, then you shouldn't buy that snake.
Well, yeah, people should be prepared before they buy any animal, but.
Oh, exactly. But I mean, I do see certain critters. I see a lot for sale of, after a year or two, and it's just like, it shouldn't be, I mean, or you'll see,
they don't realize how big, I think, is what it is.
Or you'll see the normal ball python that they bought from their kid from Petco or somewhere, and the kid lost interest in it 6 months or a year later, and they want $500 for it for their tank and their. I'm like, dude, it's it's the normal ball python. I'm sorry. They don't. But that's regular people that don't understand that, though.
People harp on Petco and PetSmart, and what you see there a lot of times is pretty rough. But our hobby, not that it makes it okay by any means, but just for a point, our hobby wouldn't be where it is today without Petco and PetSmart, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. It started a lot of new people out there.
Yeah, it gets people going. If anything, they see the lack of, some Petcos and PetSmart's got it going on. I mean, there's people in there. And I always tell people that, and people talk bad about Petco and PetSmart. At every Petco and PetSmart, there's a 20-year-old kid who wants to do better there. They want to do the reptiles and they want to make it right. You know what I mean? No one's there just trying to fuck things up. Excuse my language.
You're all right.
But I mean, it's good for the hobby as far as it's growing the hobby. But at the same time, I've seen them elevate their care, and you'll get a few in the smaller towns that might not.
There are some of them that are just immaculate. You walk in, it's like badass looking. It's like shit. I'd buy an animal from here.
And some of the animals
don't look so bad. Yeah.
I've seen more Petcos that way than PetSmart. So I've seen a lot of good Petcos.
For sure. The Petcos are the ones that get more elaborate, I think, for sure.
Well, yeah, they have different contracts. That's another thing is, I've seen a lot of people in the comments, they'll go to a Petco and they'll see a crazy Dalmatian crested gecko and it's in there for the same price on sale for $49.99, or they'll see, a ball python show up all the time, triple visual morphs at Petco's. And the reason is let's say like you're Petco, I'm me. You say, hey, I want 30 balls every month, and I sign the contract. I want 30 normals. That's what you say. I want 30 normals or 30 single genes. And I know about this because I have friends that sell wholesale to large retail stores. So, okay, you want that. And let's say I get a little overzealous and I go to a show and now I only have 19 single gene. But guess what? I signed a contract for 30. So I'm sending 11 really nice snakes in place of those cheap snakes because I have no choice but to fill that order. You can't back out. Oh, I only have 19 this time. Oh, no, you signed a contract with 30. And if you don't have it, you're going to have to buy it to sell it to us. But that's why you see those really nice snakes pop up randomly at Petco, you know, and I'm sure everybody in the chat's seen that. You get, it's kind of crazy. You'll show up one day and, you know, take a quick peek, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, you know, there's a yellow.
Look at that fancy.
What the hell's that? So
yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. You know, I mean,
but they could always do better.
They usually bring good things in for like Black Friday and shit too. They always bring in, you know, like more expensive animals and shit during those sales, which is cool because you can get some pretty cheap animals, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Petco up the road from here, the one lady that works there, I've been back and forth with at shows and talked to and stuff, and she's absolutely great. And the other lady, she says her and her husband are breeders, but I mean, I don't know her, and she's local, so I mean, you think I would, but regardless, they're both in there doing the best they can. And then the PetSmart, one of my wife's friends is she works there, and she's a reptile person, so you know, they can't go out of the lines of what corporate says, I'm sure, but they do their best. I think
the chat's going crazy with Highway.
Yeah, what's all the Highway?
Dylan's got him saying that. I'm assuming they want to see the snake.
Well, I just fed it, damn big rat.
He's like, God dang it, Dylan.
Well, yeah, I look over and all I see is Highway. I'm like, what? So I scrolled up and Dylan's all, could everybody say Highway? So that was pretty good. Sneaky, Dylan, sneaky.
That's the Dylan's Highway. And she just ate a fat rat.
Yeah.
You're not good at the camera view.
Yeah, it's always opposite of what you think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're looking snake though.
So I got another Highway that's a butter.
Healthy.
He's a mean SOB. Oh my God, you can't.
That one?
Hold on, I gotta sit back on my bedding, on my broken stool.
Yeah, he broke. Justin broke his arms off the other day on his.
He's got a game
fixed now. I got
he fixed them now.
Stupid screws. They got gap like this in there. They were meant to break. I got good ones in there now. Good ones.
Well, I guess I'm.
Yeah.
17 people.
Oh, and that's low numbers. I'm driving away.
I was 18 a little bit ago. Well, it fluctuates though. You'll have 20, 25, 30, and then you'll go down to. You might go down to 9 and jump back up to 18. It just
like
fluctuates.
Fridays
like
are
that.
really weird. The first hour or so are really slow, and then the last hour is like jamming.
I'm gonna be very careful.
Yeah,
I think it's because people are getting things ready for the weekend and shit.
I just fed these yesterday, so I gotta be careful. But this is a Lemon Ghost Conda. You can't really. She's moving too much, but you can see the color. It's orange and
she's
yeah,
beautiful.
gorgeous. Yeah.
So realistically, no one else should have this animal that I know of. Wait, dang it! There we go.
I fixed him. Venom. Larry's fine. I
And
broke
when I
out his
take
arm.
pictures of it for YouTube, or excuse me, Instagram, it never looks nice, but it actually looked pretty good on camera there.
Oh no,
Well,
it looked pretty.
Tavian, if you want a hog nose, there's the man to get one from right there.
For sure.
That is no joke.
He might not be that far from you because Tavion's in Oregon if he's still there. And
This right here is only 6 months old. Tricolor, how big that is.
Wow.
Nice and dark. It's actually in shed, but this is going to have some of the hypo E, which is E stands for Europe because they have a different hypo line. But that's where you get that darkness.
Oh yeah.
But that's a huge snake for not even a year old.
Oh yeah, it is.
You're still in Oregon? Yeah, he's over in Vancouver, in Washington, so he's not that far.
Yeah, I'm in Washington.
I don't know where you're at in Oregon. But.
He's probably thinking, List, it's probably able to call me to me write you a list.
We're out in Oregon. Here, I got something cool to show you. This is probably one of maybe 3 in existence. This was bred by my friend Karen. He's kind of a little shithead. I've been using him to breed. hopefully he's getting the job done. But this is a toxic, which is a Xanthic.
There you go.
Xanthic toffee. So this is just like that Lemon Ghost toffee, except for this is Xanthic toffee. But it's also RBE pastel, which is a European pastel. So an American toxic wouldn't look, I'm trying to get the best view here. American toxic wouldn't look anywhere near as nice as that. So Karen made 3 of these, and I don't remember if she gave me that one or sold me that one. She sold it to me. She sold it to me for nothing. I mean, Karen Binker is a really great breeder. She's a great ball python breeder too. She sold me my Xanthic pied for $1,500, my male. And I felt like that was a really good deal, but she gives me a lot of snakes. I've given her a lot of snakes, but that came from her last year, and I've already used them this year for breeding.
I bet she hates that name now with all the videos that come out.
Oh, I know. I've actually said it to I know nice people with the last name. Karen.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I heard it hiss. It was a little feisty fellow.
I know. He was a little angry there, yeah.
Yeah, it's a shithead.
A little pissy.
Well, I helped him clear that.
You won't see one again. I got that one, and then I helped my friend get her other male, and she kept the female. There's plenty of toxics out there, but there's not the pastel toxics, RBE pastel toxic. So it's kind of cool. Oh, yeah. This is the only super Arctic I made, and he's pretty cool. This snake was born in August, and look how big it is already. I know everybody's a ball python person, but I want to show hognose. If you can see the pinks in the head, you see it kind of has like a pink hue. I hadn't seen a super. What am I talking about here? Help me out. A super Arctic.
Plants and pets, welcome.
The super form.
Which is another Xanthic, but
what's the belly pattern on it? Is it completely different? Is this black?
Black.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow, look at that.
But
that's cool.
Guy, I like looking at him, hanging out with him. But you can see the pink on him, and super Arctics aren't supposed to be pink. They're supposed to be black and white, but for whatever reason, he is pink.
So you think he's that for something or what?
Who knows what's going on there? I really have no idea. And this one right here was also in the same clutch, and I kept it back too because it's not considered a super Arctic, but I actually think it is because it's blonde.
Well, that's cool.
Let me see if I get a better view. It's hard showing on camera, but look at the belly on that thing. It's got the weirdest belly. That's why I kept it.
Yeah, that's like a orange and black or something. Or it's all checkered.
Crazy. Hell yeah,
that's
20
cool
in the house.
As hell.
Make sure to smack that thumbs up.
So that one's kind of neat. But it was the most I've ever held back, 50 hogs. So plus I bought
50.
Probably
those
like
are just holdbacks that you held back 50 of them?
Yeah, 50. Well, counting tricolors. So
nice.
Hog nose are the best. Show me, Kitty says.
Oh yeah, that's my friend. She has some crazy hog nose. Low key, probably the nicest hog nose collection that nobody knows about.
Really?
Oh yeah, she's got nice stuff. I'll let her say it in the chat if she feels like sharing, but I want to give away her. Actually, I'll show you one more cool snake.
There you go.
Not too naughty. Check this bad boy out. Now, my friend Mitch, Fathom Hogs, is one of the biggest hognose breeders in the country. He said this is the first one he's ever seen with a stripe. I made that this year, but you can see the stripe down the whole length of the body. Isn't that weird?
That's awesome.
It actually has a stripe. See the stripe?
Yeah.
So I kept that one. That's head albino too.
Little dorsal stripe.
Well, yeah, like I've never seen a hognose like that. I posted on Facebook, and there was like 5,000 people in the group, and one person said they saw one once, but who knows?
Well, there's always that one person going to say that anyway.
Well, maybe they have one. Who knows? I know there's not many of them. I kept a male and then that female from that clutch, so we'll see what happens. But,
oh yeah. So here's the big question.
The big question.
How many snakes do you have?
I don't know.
See, we either get two answers on this. Either
that's so funny.
I don't know and I have to count, or like Jarome goes 250. Like I mean, he nailed it right on. Instantly.
I actually sold a baby today that was a holdback Cal King to a friend. She wanted him. I sent a box off to the Dallas-Fort Worth Reptarium today, and I sent one off last Tuesday. So I'd have to count.
I said, when we asked that, it's basically like, not including what you're selling or nothing. Basically what your collection is. Like how many females did you are you breeding this year for hognose?
I have females. This is all my hognose, my breeders, right here.
Right.
Both racks. This is the tricolors, but here I only have 6 to 8 pairings that I'm counting on. The other, I guess I would say 8. The other, this is 32 tubs. It's like 5 males. Next year, that whole rack will be in breeding, so there'll be like 26 to 28 females. This year is only 8. So,
John, if you look at his Instagram, man, he just threw one up there for sale, man. It'd be nice. It's only he flexed on a little bit. 3,500.
He said only 3,500.
I'll tell you what, it's a good looking snake, man.
These are all right here. Is all a few Cal Kings that luckily I was holding back for kind of no reason. But shit, we got this show coming up in what is it, April, 3rd week of April.
Strike. Welcome.
I got 7 Cal Kings and I got about 25 tricolors, and that's it. That's all I got for the show. I mean, because I've wholesaled everything because the shows have been gone. But
right.
I'll still go there and represent. I feel pretty confident people want the tricolors, so that should be a fun show regardless.
Well, this community right here is pretty cool because a lot of the people that do keep balls do keep colubrids, and we even have venomous people in here, and they keep colubrids too. So I mean, there's a lot of people in here
but I think everybody's probably going to see if they want one first.
Right.
Yeah, I got 2 albino high white Cal Kings and 5 high white Cal Kings, and then I got 20 to 25 tricolors. And I could have sold all those too, but I just didn't want to. I was like, screw it, I'm just going to sit on this stuff. And I'm glad I did because it was coming out.
Derek's reptile has a king snake that he doesn't know what it is.
Is that it? Is the king snake the cobra when you squint?
Yeah, he calls it a cobra if you squint hard enough. But
he said if you squint,
it's what color is it? It's kind of got like orange bands like coming down all the way on it. It's pretty cool looking.
Sounds like
is he in here?
Sounds like
he's in there.
Have him come on and show it to us if he's at home.
Just Sulphur, Florida. If it's got orange bands down the sides.
Yeah, and the base color is, what's the base color on that, Derek?
Kind of black and grayish silver.
I was thinking it was like tan and orange or something. I can't remember, or brown and orange maybe.
Sounds like a sulphur.
It's hard. That's what it is. Yeah.
He
just got it.
You guys want to see the pipe moose Serrano, or have you seen enough of that?
Oh no, I can never get enough of that. Let's see that thing.
I showed it on JD's thing, so I didn't know if anybody wanted to see it again.
Oh no.
Throwing her off. I know Dylan wants to see. Hold on a second.
Well, these people don't watch a lot on Instagram either, so I mean, yeah, they'll want to see it. I want to see it regardless.
She also just ate yesterday.
Now y'all see this thing is badass.
Damn, it's 6:30. I haven't checked on the dogs yet. It's crazy.
Looks like she's ready to shit.
Yeah, look at the snake first, Justin.
I know.
Look at this thing.
Yeah.
That's my girl right there.
I think it's badass.
There you go. Now that is a badass snake right there. Pied Musarana.
I'll tell you what, though, a bite from one of these is pretty rough. It's not their rear fang like a hog nose, but it's not like, oh, this kind of itches.
Yeah.
If you get bit by one, your arm, first of all, they don't let go. They'll wrap your arm, and then they definitely cause some serious swelling. A guy I know, he had the golden Musarana. So there's golden Musarana, there's black, there's pied, super pied, and there might be even like a green form. But he got bit by a golden, and then he let it sit on his arm, which is crazy because they bite hard and it hurts. That one's never bit me. The other two, one of them did. He let it sit on his arm while he cleaned the cage. So that had been 7 minutes, maybe 10.
While it was chewing on him?
He was chewing. Yeah, they chew. They chew. I mean, his hand blew up. His arm blew up all the way to the elbow. It wasn't very smart of him. It wasn't the right thing to do. But I definitely, it's not. I mean, it looks like you got bit by a venomous snake. You know, it looks like something got you that you shouldn't be playing. And the false waters are kind of like that, but the Musarana is a whole nother level. They sell Musaranas at the farmers market in South America by the bags full, because the farmers buy them and release them on their property because they eat the cobras. That's a snake eater. And they'll sell them by bags of 20, 30, 50, 80, 100. And the farmers go to the farmers market and buy Musarana, and they take them and they let them go along with their workers are out there working, whatever they're doing. And they don't have a fear for snakes because the Musarana eats all the venomous snakes. Kind of wild.
Yep. So Derek said his king snake is orange with gray bands.
Oh, it sounds like a gray banded king. But when you said it has like diamonds down the side, it sounds like a sulfur king.
Well, just like stripes. To me, it looked like stripes or bands, coming down the side,
Excuse me.
But he didn't know what it was. He didn't know what it was when he bought it. He knew it was a king snake, but they didn't tell him what kind it was, so.
Where the hell did he buy it from? Excuse me.
I can't remember if he bought it from a pet store, if he bought it, I don't know.
Venom Wonderful said, my son got chewed on by a hog.
Pics on Instagram.
Hey, look at that. That's not a lie. I actually got bit yesterday by one of the babies, and I wasn't paying attention and grabbed my finger, and I kind of flicked it off and then finished feeding and whatever, and all of a sudden I was going like this. I was itching my finger, where's the camera? And I didn't, why am I itching my finger so much? And it's because this damn fucking thing, it's hot and it starts itching. But they get you, right?
I think Jason wants that Musarana.
Oh, they're awesome. They're few and far between.
I want it now, please. Please.
Adult male popped up on Fauna Classifieds. I always tell people about Fauna. No one knows about Fauna. Everybody's more market.
I get on Fauna.
Triple OG. Fauna is where it's at. You get the deals and you find some cool stuff. And I used to look at Fauna every night before I went to bed. Colubrids, click, 2 minutes. And I hadn't looked for a long time. So I was like, I got everything I need. And sure as shit, September and October, 2 male Musaranas were listed for like $500, $600, $700. I never had seen a male on there before, but Fauna Classifieds is awesome. I love Fauna.
I remember it was about 2 years ago, a year or two ago, somebody put up a pair of the god damn it, the Lacey monitors, and they were gone like within 2 minutes, on that thing, because they were hard to find back then. They were hard to get, and they were 10, 12 grand, easily, and man, as soon as they got put up, man, they were snagged up, The Bell Phase Lacey monitors are badass, so.
I'm going to give a shout out to one of my friends. We speak with forked tongues, a period in between each word.
Right.
She lives in Australia, and she has a lace monitor. If you guys follow that Instagram account, it's probably the best Instagram on Instagram. We speak with forked tongues, a period in between each one. And her lace, Bell's Face lace, is named Motley. I think her name's Fee. She's solely responsible for everybody wanting a lace because that damn lizard is a dog. I mean, it is the cool, and she's super cool, unique person, and the way they interact, it's just probably the best Instagram account ever. But I would suggest everybody go.
I think I've seen that.
I had a bad experience.
I'm probably already friended her.
I've had one bad experience on fauna, but it's not too hard. I will say on fauna, it's not too hard to see who's been there for a while, and if a deal's too good to be true, you know,
all right,
actually is. But
sure, yeah.
This one guy, I had some Ackies, and he said, "Hey, you know, I want to buy them, and I'll send you a check for $100." Oh boy, here we go. So I played into it. All right. You know, what's your shipping address? And that check came. So I sent a plastic lizard in a priority box, and I sent it to him. Nigerian checks, you know. He thought he was getting me. I played into it. Oh yeah, man, can't wait. You know.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Scam the scammer.
I told my receptionist to pay you 20% over price because sending you a special check, you know, overnight. But yeah, those kind of people show up on there. But you know, you can see who's had an account since 2005 or 2011. You know, that's how I would go off of it. So I wouldn't kick fauna all the way to the side, but I would definitely pay attention to who you're buying from. But hey, it's the same thing though. You could run into a dingling on there.
Yeah, for sure. I guess that's what I'm like. Here, I got a mom and pop shop that's like 5 minutes from me, and he also vends at expos. So you know, all he deals with is reptiles, amphibians, and vertebrates in his pet store. You know, so he has a ton of knowledge, you know, of everything, and you know that's what's cool. So I don't really have to worry about going to like a lot of places. If I want something, I just go through him a lot. You know, I mean, or if he has it, but he had in it was a hybrid. It was a bull and rat snake mixed, and that thing was beautiful, dude.
I never even heard of that. That's crazy.
No, yeah, it was beautiful. And then I held my very first false water cobra. You know, it almost got me. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it almost got me. But I mean, but he did have something really, really cool that, and I almost bought it. And it was a file snake, dude, African file snake, and that thing was just as calm as can be, dude. So docile, and he had it eating rodents.
I heard they're hard to come by when they're.
Oh yeah, they weren't. It wasn't a baby, so it was already on rodents and stuff. But man, that thing, you know, not only does it look badass, but dude, it was docile and eating too. So that was a good thing about it, you know. So I heard that same thing. They're hard to get to eating when they're babies or whatever because they eat snakes, I guess, you know.
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, it was badass. And file snakes are cool.
He says Chris Sharp hatched some files. I don't doubt it. Chris Sharp's he's on point. Sharpshooter Reptiles on Instagram. I like giving people shout outs. I think Chris is a great guy. Cool guy.
Yeah, in case you didn't know, rhino guana nails aren't fun. I bet they are cool though.
Dylan's got a pretty nice rhino though. He's doing a good job taming it down. He's got that's a nice bluish rhino.
Well, Amanda did that.
Amanda tamed it down. Hey, Amanda takes bite like an OG. I was over there and I was up there however many months back, and they were packing up baby berms, and she was getting smacked. She didn't even give a shit. Hey, I'm a snake breeder, and I have a lot of snakes, and I love snakes, but I do not love getting bit. I don't care how small or how big the snake is. I you know, it's weird though. Lizard bites me, no big deal. Monitor bites me, no big deal.
Got a question. What is the best thing I can give to my snake for a rat bite? My female struck a rat and it bit the side of her mouth. You
want me to answer it, or do you want to answer it?
Go ahead.
It's going to be different from, you ask 10 people, they're going to tell you 10 different things. But my opinion is a clean cage. Put it on newspaper or put it on paper towel, fresh water every day, and just monitor it. The snake has a crazy ability to heal. Snakes can just heal from just about anything. But if it does seem to be, I'm trying not to discuss myself, weeping, bleh. If it seemed like there's like a wound, triple antibiotic ointment. I don't know what other people feel about snakes, but I've used it, and man, that heals up real quick.
Right there, boom.
Triple antibiotic ointment. That somebody said it the same time I did. Yep. But I only think that you need to do that if it comes to it. If you let the snake heal, it can heal on its own. They're definitely,
and that's where they shed too. You know, a lot of times they'll shed to help heal something too, like that. You know, after they
take 2 or 3 sheds before it comes back. Yeah, I had a hog nose that for whatever reason he had a little dangle, like a little hanging lip. His bottom lip was hanging, like it was so weird. And I was like, what the hell caused that? It was almost like it was stretched out. And I wanted to do something for it, but I just went against my want, and I said, let the snake heal. He said it's definitely a wound, and I would go to the route of the triple antibiotic ointment. Sure.
Yes, sir.
And less is more. It doesn't barely take anything. You can just put it on a Q-tip and just kind of rub it on there, and the snake doesn't have a big enough tongue to lick it off. It'll do its job. But anyway, that hog nose, it took 3 or 4 sheds before that lip kind of now looks normal. But when I first saw it, my immediate thing is, I got to put, medicine on it. No, you know what? It's dry looking. I'm just going to leave it alone. So, just like we heal.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you what, my second snake, I was 16 years old. I had a huge ball python named Cheddar Bob. Super cool. Cheddar Bob. And that's one snake. I went away to college. My parents had him for a while, and my dad handled a live rat and tried to reach him and got bit or whatever. So my mom said, well, Dad doesn't want to feed anymore. And anyway, Cheddar Bob, it was the craziest thing. I fed him live rats because that's what you fed back then. I mean, people still do now. And the rat happened to bite right on the belly. It was the craziest thing. I remember like it was yesterday, and blood squirted 2 feet in the air. It hit like a vein or artery, and I put my finger on it right away. Boom, finger on it. And I kept my finger on the belly while Cheddar Bob ate the rat. I took my finger off, no hole, no nothing. It was like the scale. It was like in between the scales, and just it gave it enough time for the blood to stop, to coagulate. And that was it. Dude, that was wild. Being 16 years old, feeding your snake, and blood shoots on the, on the cage.
Yeah, that'd be wild. It'd be like
somebody nicked an artery. It was weird. But yeah.
Just keep it in a clean cage for sure,
Yeah, clean cage. Not too high humidity, but decent amount of humidity, and on paper towel. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, on paper towels. That way you ain't got to worry about no bedding or nothing.
It wouldn't be a wound if it wasn't for the fact that the rodent probably had, a dirty mouth to begin with. Maybe it's going to introduce bacteria and stuff. So,
right. Yep. Cool. Good thing you can. Yeah. See, and that's right there. That's why we do this. People know they can ask any question here and get.
Yeah, but you know what? The last 10 guests you had might have had 10 different answers.
Right, but I mean, what I'm saying is
that's good to have the variety, though.
People can come in here and ask a question and not feel like they're going to get bashed.
Oh,
like and that's the whole deal about why we do this.
Feeds live rats. I mean, I've got. If you look at my boxes, I have white tags on everything, and it just says what they are. But if you were to look closer, the green tag means they've done their shed for pairing. But I've got a couple back there with red tags, and that means live feeders. That way I can just look and say, okay, I need this many live feeders. So, I mean, people feed live, shit's going to happen,
Yeah, but if you asked that question on the Facebook group, what would have happened?
I don't know if
they would have just bashed them. I mean,
40 different people telling you stuff that they just Googled.
Yeah, well, and not only that, they're all It's the devil, dude.
Oh, that's like I wrote
That's
Facebook.
like,
I
yeah.
just like on my own beat. But I mean, this is a question for the people in the chat. You know, who keeps bearded dragons? You guys have any bearded dragons? Irondogg.
My daughter has one.
So I got last straw for me on Facebook was I have a friend who's from Kalama, Washington. He moved to Australia to get his doctorate in herpetology. He's there right now. And this guy posted bearded dragon, says bearded dragon never moves from the spotlight or whatever. And I said, well, what's the temperature at? And he said 95. I said, that's 30 degrees too low. 95, if it's 95 on contact or the rock or the wood or the cages, it's 80 degrees outside. Bearded dragons don't live in 80-degree weather. They live in 100-degree weather. Go outside with your temp gun when it's 100 degrees outside and temp the ground. It's going to be 120, 125. A bearded dragon any lizard needs to bask for no more than 10 minutes and then take off running and hide out and then come back and bask some more. So I was trying to explain that just because the temperature outside is 95, the dragon where it's basking, it's a lot hotter. You know what I mean? You can take
just like monitors, any monitors.
So I said the basking spot needs to be 120, at the minimum. And if your dragon's, you want it so hot that your dragon can't sit there for 3 hours. It needs to sit there for 10 minutes and move and come back.
Right.
You observe any lizard in the wild, in SoCal, in Oklahoma, wherever it lives, it's basking and it'll run away. And then it'll come back in 30 minutes and bask another 10 minutes and it'll run away. And that's what people just can't seem to understand when they say, well, the basking spot's 95. Well, a 95-degree basking spot is the same as being 78, 80 degrees outside on a day because the sun hits the ground and heats it a lot hotter than whatever the day's heat is,
Right.
Sure.
If you Google it, it'll say 95 degrees, and it's just like
for sure.
Monitors, they need 130 degrees. And
it's the same for monitors. They take, and your mastics take a hell of a hot spot, you know what I mean?
140.
Yeah.
And that's because in Mali, it's 105 every day. If you go with a temp gun on 105 day and temp the sand or the rocks, it's going to sit at 140, 135. So,
right.
That's interesting. When people think, 95 is really hot for a basking spot. No, it's really not. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and if I go temp gun when it's 95 outside, the ground's going to be 112, 115. And that's where the lizard would lay, and then it'd run away and come back.
Derek, I don't know where, I don't think he's made any videos, so I can't find his channel to drop it.
I haven't done any videos. I'm just on, thank you for the comment as well. Appreciate that. 95 ain't shit. Hey, it's true though. It's crazy.
Dylan might have your channel if you commented on any of Dylan's videos. He can drop.
I haven't posted any videos. I really like to. I want to get into. I was kind of talking to a couple of friends about get into like the stuff that people don't share, like just different tips of like cleaning and stuff.
Exactly.
Like what does everybody use? Probably F10 or whatever to clean.
Most people probably use F10 or chlorhexidine or whatever.
Well, yeah, chlorhexidine or whatever. That's great stuff. But I use a $35-$40 steamer from Amazon because the steam comes out at 250 degrees and it's 100% kills any kind of pathogen. And it also makes your tub look brand new. It also breaks urates. And then I'll use F10 in there as well. But I was telling a friend that was having problems with their aquatic turtles. She said they were kind of lethargic. And I said, well, I think you should get a steam cleaner and clean that tank, and start over. And she said, man, it was like night and day because it kills bacteria that F10 and chlorhexidine can't. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, exactly.
But especially for hog meat.
Those work good for everything, though.
Yeah, it's nice.
Steam cleaners, man.
Anyway, I thought about doing some videos on that kind of stuff and showing the difference. I don't know. Who knows? You got to find something different. If I was to jump into YouTube, I need to find something that You know what I mean? Do something a little different, I guess.
Just the fact that you load so many colubrids is different. There's not as many of those channels that you see. Or I'm sure they're out there, but not as many, I don't think.
Well, I mean, I think that's good info though, because you have a lot more information that you could give to people that's got the colubrids that say mainly keep ball pythons or something else, so they have, you know, this random king snake or corn snake or whatever, or hognose, and that's, you know, that's why I brought up earlier, you know, about feeding, because I do remember that was something that stuck in my head when you were talking with Dylan, is about how people underfeed their hognose, you know, and
I think people underfeed most colubrids in general. To be honest with you, they're not ball pythons or boas. You know, when I had my boas, I still have several boas, but they're at a friend's facility in SoCal. You know, the best they looked is when I fed them every 2 to 3 weeks, you know, and a decent sized meal. But a colubrid, their metabolism goes a lot faster than that, and they can metabolize much larger meals, where some of the boas and pythons, you can't stuff them as much, you know. Like, actually, for a good example, is I fed the false water, the one that's in shed last night. She didn't eat. Usually they eat in shed, so I was happy she didn't, because I'm thinking she's probably gravid. The other one had just shed, so I fed her 2 small rats. I usually feed her a large, and I had 20 or so crawler mice, so I put them on a paper plate and put them in there, and she ate them all. You know, they'll just eat and eat and eat. So
nice.
Thank you, kitties.
You are what's different. So
hey, I'm glad you got small python communities gave me a little bit of a platform, a little bit of a boost.
Well, I'll tell you what. We've had people come on here that ain't got no videos, and time they leave the show got 20 subscribers. And that just helps you. That just helps you when you put your first video out, though.
Yeah,
now you've got 20 people ready to hit on you to watch your videos to help grow your platform. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I just mean, like, between JR and you guys, for whatever reason, just the last month or so, I think it's actually ever since I did the giveaway with Dylan, kind of introduced me to you guys, and you guys have given me a little bit of a platform to kind of showcase, you know, my animals and who I am, and I appreciate that. And I think that's what kind of what misses on a lot of the YouTube and Instagram things and podcasts. It seems like people get on, they're like, oh, what's your pairing? What's your favorite snake? How'd you get started? But they don't really get to know the person. Like, I think it's important that people get to know the person, and the person that they're interviewing should, like, talk about other people as well. You know what I mean? Like I Fee in Australia shout out, or even, you know, Dylan always gives me shout outs and I give him shout outs. But like Chris Sharp, I really don't even know the guy, but I know one thing: he's full of knowledge. He's super sweet. He's a sweetheart, has great pictures, really cares about his animals. So I gave him a shout out. You know what I mean? Like, but I think it's important that, especially where we're at in the hobby right now, we've seen some ugly stuff kind of pop up, but it gets masked by the good stuff. And at the same time, like,
hell yeah,
on social media and even YouTube, very, very little amounts of who somebody really is gets displayed. And I think that's kind of like the next step in the hobby. Like, let's know who we're dealing with and who these people really are. And I think that's a good thing. And that's why I like doing this. So
yeah, I was there.
Just hanging out chatting, and the chat's chatting, and it's not hey, we have to talk about this, that, and that. You know, it's kind of just an open platform.
There you go, Justin.
For sure. Yeah, what's up with that? I read that comment.
He wants you. It's his birthday.
KY Constrictors, welcome to the live stream.
But you know, what I was surprised, and Rob told me, me and Rob and Todd, we got a pretty big shout out on a big channel on a live stream. And it was MJ Cartel's podcast, but it was Granddaddy Herps that reached down and shouted us out, because, you know, we all know Anthony for a long time, and he shouted out the smaller people than trying to shout out the big people. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we all talk to Anthony, you know, and I've sold him snakes and stuff, I thought that was kind of cool where, you know, everybody wants to shout out these big time breeders, and Nancy's like, hey,
everybody
you need to check out, you know, you need to shout out. He was shouting, you know, smaller time people out, you know, which was cool, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's kind of like on that giveaway. If you look at that giveaway, every other comment is people tagging, you know, like 5 big people, you know. Hey, tag somebody else.
I tagged Justin. He's pretty big time. He's a rock star.
I don't know. I don't know who that is. So he's not. I mean, I'm not much of a YouTube. So.
Oh, My Animal House. That's who he is. Justin.
Justin. I know.
He's a rock star. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about like, you know, one of the other like, you know, 1 million people.
JKR.
But, well. Anyway,
it's the small people like everyone.
The small people who you want to get to know. I mean, they're the people with, you know, the experiences. You know what I mean?
Well, and they're the ones that's, you know, like I said, people in this community right here, and when we bring people like you on and Dylan and everybody else, that's the people we recommend to go buy snakes from. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I don't recommend people. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with JKR, and they make nice stuff. But just like Kluberts, if you want a Klubert or a hognose, I mention your name. You want a berm, I mention Dylan's name. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's because you can not only can you see quality when you have somebody on and you can see it in your collection. You know, that's the people that's also gonna, you know, where the people supporting you all the time are gonna get, you know, I ain't gonna say a better deal, but you would rather sell to them people knowing that they can take care of the snake you're selling and they're buying a good snake from you. You know what I'm saying?
Now, you know, one thing I try to do is, and I get so many DMs with questions on how to take care of stuff, and I'll go. I mean, I'll spend a lot of time, and that takes a lot of my time, but I don't really care. I talk to everybody, and if someone makes a comment on one of my posts, I hit the like, and I usually respond. And that's one thing. I mean, even it's crazy to me. Like, I'll see some big guy post a video, and there'll be 30 comments, and there'll be serious questions in there where people need help. They don't even go through like the comments, let alone answer not even just one question. Like, if you're gonna be that guy and you're gonna post a video, and you should at least answer the first question that's serious. Like, if there's so many people that need help,
you got to interact somehow.
Help them. You can help each other.
You know, I don't care.
Like, what else do you want to talk about other than badass snakes and proper husbandry or problem solving? And guess what? You could ask me something that I don't know about, and now I got to think about it. What if this was me? How would I fix this? Or how would I go about it? Now all of a sudden I'm brainstorming, and it could happen to me in the future, and I'm already a step ahead because, you know, we discussed it, or like, hey, let's get to the bottom of this. You know, reptiles in general are pretty easy animals. They need a certain temperature. They need a certain amount of food. They need a certain level of humidity. And, you know, anything that pops up, there's only a few ways to treat things. And it's about process of elimination and getting it done, you know?
Exactly.
For sure.
So, yeah, that's why I like it. But
so do you know anybody with any male green basculets?
I think that's probably one of the more common imported animals, and I really don't. I mean, I don't personally associate with imports. Like, captive bred only. That's just the way I am. But I mean, if you want a green basilisk, you would want to find a pretty reputable hobby shop, not like Petco. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but.
Yeah, I think a lot of mom and pop shops.
They got three. Yeah, they got 3 or 4 of them at the shop here in town.
Exactly. It's something that's brought in from hopefully farm raised and not just wild caught. That's a big difference, right? Indonesia, you get a lot of the farm raised stuff, but always know when you're going to get, especially lizards, those aren't going to be.
That's Cara, huh? She's by me. There's some here in my town. She's not far from me.
She's got a female, but can't find a male.
You're going to want to treat those animals for parasites, always.
I can always find unsexed ones and such. I just had a hard time finding a male, and she had a female. So yeah, I mean that's the thing.
Visually sexed too. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. You should. I think they're visually sexed by just colors and posture. Kind of.
You know, Car, get on Morph Market, look around, but just to me, stay away from. And I don't tell a lot of people stay away from places, but you know, Underground Reptiles and LLL. You know, I mean, I don't.
That's why you find your local small hobby shop. You know, they're bringing in 3 animals instead of 300, and they're gonna acclimate them. Acclimation is key when you get into those collected animals. Acclimation is the most important thing. You can't take it, you know, out of a box after it's had a 4-day shipping trip and then sell it. You know, it's gonna have to, you know, the right reptile shop would have in the back. They're gonna panicure it. They're gonna flagell it. They're gonna feed it. They're gonna watch it shed. It's got open eyes. I would tell you, it's like the tall tale sign. You know, it's in this deep.
Yeah, maybe look at Tiki's geckos. Like Rob said, they might have some. So, or just check. You know,
I'm not against it. I mean, it's a personal.
I agree. I'm not big into wild caught. You know, nothing like that. You know, I mean, unless you were, you know, I do believe it's a good thing to have like a, you know, like an F1 or F2, you know, like retic or berm, just to keep that fresh blood in your, you know, for the big snakes. But I mean, other than that, you know.
I talked to a local.
Down there it goes.
In the summer, I just got a baby black rat snake. He's a great guy. It's healthy animals. Right on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Clubrids are eating clubrids. That's the craziest thing about clubrids. You could have your ball python rack set up for ball pythons, and you can toss any clubrid in there, and it's gonna do just fine. There.
Welcome, Alicia.
Mike.
So if somebody was wanting to get their first clubrid as a pet, what would you recommend for, you know, something really simple, easy, and good to care for? But, you know, I mean, what would you recommend?
I would say Honduran snakes. They start off small. They're rather active. They're a little timid when they're smaller, but they get 6 feet, you know, and they get good size. And you won't be in that situation where you have a corn snake and now you want something a little bit bigger. It's like you get this Honduran and it's, you know, it'll sit in a spot that big, but you have a really nice, beautiful creature that you can really show off. You know, like it's a good size, yet it's still manageable. They got good appetites. And as they get, I mean, I raised in 14 of them. And as they get size to them, their behavior completely changes from that. I mean, when they're little, you grab them and it's like, you know, it's like an electric rope. But as they get some size to them and they get some, you know, they build some confidence, the snake one day will go from this to this. And they kind of explore and stuff. But I always say Honduran is a great start. It'll take a few years to get big and to get, you know, opportunity to get used to the snake. And I see people.
Uh-oh.
So
you must have glitched out there for a minute.
Snake is, if I had to get rid of one, everything was gone. I only have one snake, I'd have a Honduran. I think it's, I mean, that's even false water, Grebo, and Musarana. I would have a Honduran.
Wow.
I think. Yeah.
That's there you go.
That says a lot.
Yeah, that does say a lot right
there.
I
mean, situation happening, but I mean, if it was for weeks and they'll still eat, you know, like they're just, you can keep them at 90-degree hot spot and they do great, and you can keep them at a 78-degree hot spot and they do great, and just all around just a really awesome animal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it says a lot because I wouldn't have figured you. I would have figured you would have said hog nose or something like that. I wouldn't have figured you'd said that. So,
well, I love my hog nose.
That's saying a lot right there, though. I mean,
for interacting, hog nose are cool to kind of watch, and you kind of handle them a little bit, but they're not. It's not something you can sit there for an hour and handle. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean the Musarana is super awesome. I do love that snake, but there's just something about the hunter. I just love them. Never seem to stop growing. Like just when you think it's grown, it'll grow. It'll get bigger. So, plus, all the different colors and stuff. There's just tons of different things. So,
yeah, that's cool there too. So, yeah,
it's nice.
Do you have you ever kept any garters or raised any of the different species of garter snakes?
I don't know what the legality of it is, but I don't believe you can have garters in Washington State. I did have. Are legal because they're albino. It's a morph. A friend of mine sent some, and they were pretty cool, man. I mean, you'd open the tub instead of the rat foot or a mouse leg, and I go like this, and they would just come up and they would just take it. It was kind of neat. I'll tell you what, they're like a Crebo as far as how they're. Different snakes have different levels of intelligence. Hognose, I think, are probably close to the bottom of that. It seems like they're kind of a silly snake, and a Crebo knows what you're doing before you know what I mean? And a garter snake is very, very smart like that. You can see the way they behave and interact and stuff. And
I got rid of them like that.
Maybe all snakes are the same amount of intelligence, but hognose kind of seem a little silly most of the time.
Yeah, I shipped out 8 albino checkers last year.
Nice.
So I got a guy here that's all he breeds his albino.
They're hot right
now. Yeah,
they're super hot right now. I remember like garter snakes.
Oh yeah, and they're cool looking, dude.
I never catch them, and they stink. So I don't think I want anything to do.
They do stink.
Oh my God.
But it was amazing because like his breeding pair, they'll eat right out of his hand, dude. They're that tame, And
even babies will do that.
Yeah, and he can sex them. He sexed them for me and everything, and babies, and that was badass. He was an older guy, and that's it. Plus he said, I've had a lot of snakes. I like my gardens because I don't breed rodents no more. I don't have to have all these rodents breeding. I can feed them
earthworms and stuff.
Fish and whitefish and stuff like that, different stuff. Yeah, I mean,
I only fed mine with the front legs of a frozen mouse, and they did really well.
Yeah.
So I always try.
Rob's got some. He feeds them mice.
That's another thing. Snakes like that, people will just continually feed them pinkies, and a pinky mouse or even a pinky rat is super acidic. And it's just full of milk. It's a bag of milk, and it's like a lot of acid. It's super hard on any snake's stomach. So what I do with my hognose a lot of the time, especially when they're babies that they're eating, I'll just go through my frozen and I'll clip off the legs. Rats even as well, and I'll feed the legs to the hognose because they're getting the bone, the tendon, the nails, the fur, the meat, a little bit of fat. I took 2 snakes from the same clutch. And I raised one on pinkies, and I raised one on rat front legs. And within 3 months, the one on rat front legs was almost 3 times the size of that on the same feeding schedule.
Wow!
Because of the nutrition factor and the I'm telling you, those pinky mice, if you look them up, they're so acidic, super hard on the stomach of a snake. But a garter snake would be another thing where people would constantly feed them pinkies, rats, or even mice, and they need the bone. And if you take a pinky mouse, and if you ever look at the structure of them, the bone of a pinky, it's just non-existent. It's super, super like minute. It's barely existent. Where's the calcium? I guess there's a little calcium in the milk factor, but if you legs of a frozen rodent, they're getting that hard, dense bone, and it helps them develop their bacteria in their stomach as well as good protein and nutrition. So,
thank you, Jason. Yeah, I agree.
Good night, everybody. Awesome live. Take care, Elite. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, see, now we're down to 18. We just had 25 or 26 people in here a little bit ago. See, it's up and down.
Oh, yeah, it fluctuates up and down, up and down.
Yep. And then when I get off, when I end this live stream, it'll say I had 150 people or somewhere like that during this live stream.
Different people.
That's people in and out the whole time watching these things.
Yeah, in and out.
Yeah, some people just don't ever chat. They're just hanging out and listening the whole time.
That's cool.
So, yep.
See you, Elite. Later, Elite.
And so, you know, these live streams too are good for people when they're cleaning rats or snake bins.
Oh, yeah.
They'll just turn on a live stream and listen to it
when they're cleaning. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like a podcast.
Yeah.
Got a big TV mounted right here, 50-inch, and I turn on my YouTube music or YouTube and just let it go when I clean. It's nice.
Pacific Rim Serpents, huh? He goes, I'm a listener, not a talker. There you go. Well, welcome.
Welcome.
That's fine. But yeah, there'll be times we'll be talking. We'll be talking here, and I'll look over, and there'll be 2 or 3 conversations in the chat. You know what I mean? That's what's cool, you know.
There's always something going on here, regardless of what we're talking about.
You breed your own rodents or no?
No, I learned that, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. You are
to rodents and really I don't have the space, let alone if I'm gonna do it someday, but I need a shed. And
right.
I don't have that ability. I spent a lot of damn money on rodents, boy. Whew.
What did you say, $7,000 last year or something, didn't you say?
That was just a shot in the dark. I had, 2 or 3 rat orders at like 25 to $3,000 a piece, and then I buy mice from a guy that's about 40 minutes north of me, and there's probably another $1,500 there. So
you mean Dylan ain't hooking you up?
Dylan's hooked me up a couple times. I don't know what he's been as far as public with his rat breeding, but he's just now amping it up, I think, to where he's looking to buy people, but I think he's also 2 hours.
Yeah, he was talking about that the other night about how many colonies he's got, and he's going to amp it up and they're getting more. So he's got a lot going on over there too, as far as everything he does too, so.
Some rabbits, some quality rabbits, and I actually gave them to Dylan because even being out in the garage, they were like, it's this weird kind of a cough itch that, rabbits not so much, rats not so much. It's really the mice more so than anything. But rats can do it too. But like I said, I looked into it because when I was a kid, I was allergic to guinea pigs, and it came down to the saliva. It's not the urine as much; it's the saliva. And as they breathe a protein in the air, and boy, it just racks me. So, but I will have a shed someday, and I'll wear a damn gas mask, and I'll go in there and deal with them because I need to produce rodents. But I basically can't grow any further without having my own rodents, or else I'll be broke.
Yeah, you got get your helper there to start. That'd be a good project for her.
Yeah. She would do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how she has a hard time. I get a few live here and there, and the kids don't like me to feed the live stuff. I don't like doing it personally, but they always think they want to keep one of them.
Right.
We're not doing that. Can't. But
so do you have you or do you keep any big snakes? Big constrictors?
Prebos are pretty big. There's 7 feet on average as adults. I had 6 female boas and a few males, and I produced. Last year was so brutal. The year before, I had just my female snow and this really cool hypo. Really not sure what she is. She dropped slugs, and the snow gave me a beautiful litter. It was awesome. I got this. I'm on it. I can handle this. So I set 2 aside, and I bred 4 of them. 1 didn't produce anything, and 3 of them dropped slugs, and I was just disgusted. I just couldn't believe it, taking up so much space. And I was like, you know what? I can keep 80 colubrids in the space I'm keeping these 6 females and 2 males. He is just gangbusters breeder of boas. So I drove him down to SoCal, and he's got them. My friend in Louisiana has 2, and he's got 4. My friend in California's got 4 of them. And I'll just get half the litters for a couple of years. And when I have boas aren't easy. Like I paired those damn things up for months, and they locked and locked and locked and locked, and I still got slugs. But then I found out, it's like you always learn. You're always learning.
Right.
You never stop learning. So the females you don't cool, but the males you drop them at night, and you drop them down for a couple months. So basically they were sterile because I didn't cool them. And, who knew? Right. I didn't know. No one told me. I talked to tons of people about breeding boas. No one said you got to cool your males. So that was a bummer. But at the same time, everything happens for. Well, I'm not really one of those guys. Everything happens for a reason. But that happened for a reason, and then I was able to expand what I like what I have here. So.
Right.
200 colonies. Jesus.
Yep. Dylan said he'll have you covered soon.
I know he's working hard on it.
Damn.
So you think you'll get a berm or a retic in the future?
I don't know. Ask Dylan. When I went up there,
maybe for a pet or something, just for display.
He wanted to get his big, huge berm out, and I told him, man, just leave it in there. I don't really need it. Well, there's a story behind it. When I was in 6th grade, I was helping this guy with his snakes, and I think he knew that this berm wasn't a nice berm. And he said, hey, grab that snake. 6th grade, I love snakes, not afraid of shit. I wouldn't second think anything. I reached in there and pulled this berm out and picked it up, and it's 9 foot, which isn't huge, but it's big. I was 12, and it bit me right on the shoulder, just crushed me. And it was a little bit of a scene for a second there, but ever since then, berms, I know what a berm is. It was like one of the first albinos. So I'm 35. So that was, what was that? How many years ago? Smacked me right on the shoulder.
Well, yeah, the albinos probably come out in the either late 80s, I think it was, so or early 90s. So
1997.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a big albino berm that was super tame when I was in high school. And I used to roll out this linoleum, and I put the frozen rabbit on the linoleum. It was a huge square linoleum. And it would eat there because I didn't want bedding and stuff in its mouth, as a kid. And it started dragging the rabbit off the linoleum. And, as the rabbit thawed, it had blood coming out, because it was whatever. It was dead. It was a frozen thawed. Well, I grabbed it by the leg to pull it back on the linoleum. Oh, man, that berm turned at me, snapped. Yes. Couldn't believe I touched its food.
Well, yeah, I don't want you messing with his food. Like, get the hell.
I can't believe it either because, all berms are puppy dogs, according to some people.
Oh, that snake was super tame. Super tame. We used to have people over and have it out and hang out and stuff. That went to a guy that had 3 or 4 berms when I went away to college. I had that snake for a long time. But
yeah, I mean that's normal though. Any snake you mess with the food, it can do that though, just like a dog,
Well, yeah.
I like berms. I like Piglet. Dylan's got this berm named Piglet that I think is pretty awesome. Something about
pretty cool.
I like grade A animals, and that's considered probably a B grade. But there's something about that snake with that little curly tail. I just love that damn thing. So
well, there you go. Yeah, there you go, Dylan. That Piglet would look good over there. He's like, yeah. It is cool though, and it is cool because then it's far enough back really that it's really not going to affect it from breeding either, But it is cool, right?
It's a cool mascot animal, regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. It's got the perfect curl. It just is what it is. Yeah, that's a nice snake. But yeah, no, I don't have a dislike to big snakes. I just don't have the space. I will get boas again someday, but I'm gonna wait until I get a facility where I can, you know.
Don't be calling me a big great snake.
Well, you know what I meant, because it has a.
If you were to sell it, a lot of people would try to say, "Oh, it's got a little kink," but we all know the snake.
Somebody might pay more for it. Somebody might pay more for it.
You're right.
That snake, looking at it and the way I like it, I wouldn't say it's worth less. That's for sure.
Well, Hypogranite's a good looking snake. I mean, the only thing better than that, I think, is his lab stuff he has. I like that lab.
Man, labs are cool.
That is, they are awesome.
Way too much.
And it does suck because there is some other morphs that would just be awesome to have if we could import them into the States. You know what I mean? And it just sucks to see them that, But I think in time, they'll pop up. It was a hit somebody had for a while, just like the pines. I mean, they'll pop up sooner or later. What's going on, Kurt?
Somebody sneak one. Kurtwood.
Well, I mean, okay. I mean, think about the lace. How many people in the United States broke the Lacey Act? A lot. If you lived in one state, went to another state, you broke the Lacey Act. I mean, you did it. People did it all the time. I mean, so. But I mean, that's a little different than exporting it or importing.
For sure.
But who knows? With all these laws they're trying to pass now with USR.
I was thinking about that too. You never know if it might get worse. It's craziness.
It's kind of scary.
It is, because I know they got one in California now going on in a certain city or county, and it's pretty bad.
It's a terrible city. I lived there too.
Yeah,
I went to college in Eureka for 6 months, and then I left. I got the hell out of there. That was a shit show. I didn't like it there. I'm surprised they even care. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but that's just a start, though. You know what I mean? If you can get it, start somewhere. I mean, it's just a start.
From there. Okay, back. What happened? Cool.
Well, Reno has a bunch of laws that I think a lot of people don't even know about. You can't have shit in Reno. Maybe a canyon sandboa. Nope. That's about it. If you can even have that.
Ball pythons.
Yeah, I know people that moved. Karen, the lady I was talking about that did the hognose, we trade stuff back and forth. She moved to Texas because she lived in Reno. And I know Jerry Hartley, he had to get rid of all of his rosy bows, and that's what he was. He had a locality.
I knew Ball Python Love was going to say something. He said Reno sucks.
Yeah, he lives in Reno.
Yeah. Well, I spent a lot of time in Reno. My grandparents lived there when I was growing up. But yeah, Reno's got some crazy laws.
I guess Texas, you got to have permits for the big snakes. The way I was reading that law there.
I know Texas, you can't have iguanas at all. Doesn't matter what species. I'm pretty sure. So.
Yeah, I was really surprised that they passed the laws in Alabama like they did. That was really a state I didn't think they were going to pass all the big constrictors and monitors and tegus stuff. Like, I didn't think that was going to pass, and they did. Even ASF rats, they took them off. You can't have them. And there were some big time breeders that was up there, and they said, "Man, we're fitting to lose $250,000, because of you doing this."
You can't have dubia roaches in Florida either.
Wow.
But I tell you what, dubia roaches, they can live in Florida no problem. So I mean,
they can live probably about anywhere if they wanted to.
I know they live in SoCal. But
why do people ruin other people's Cheerios? Because they're not happy with themselves.
I think what he meant by that is Eureka, because it just seems kind of odd out of nowhere for that city of Eureka to come out with some crazy laws like that, because that is a no give a shit city and county. Like, they don't. It's a shithole. Excuse me, forgive me if anybody lives there, but I used to live there, and it's not a destination. It used to be. It was a cool little city in Northern California at one point, but it just seems weird that out of nowhere, Eureka, California would have all these ridiculous laws. Like, what the world?
Yeah.
That seems odd.
Well, if they think they can pass it there because it's going to be an easy city to pass it in, then
if nobody's going to give a shit about it, and let it pass easy.
Oregon has some stuff on the legislative that you can look up too on the USR site, and it says something about you can't even have educational reptile shows, meaning
that was crazy.
Education couldn't go to a school or a library or a city park or whatever.
Couldn't even transport a turtle for education. You know what I mean? It's stupid.
It actually says flat out, you can't leave your house with a reptile unless you're going to a vet.
Yeah.
So those shows could go away, pretty quick. But they're trying to do that in Illinois too.
Same deal with the traveling, and
seems so that would just with all the shit everybody's been complaining about in the world and everything that needs to be fixed or worked on, and all of a sudden you come up with these these fucking things. It's so weird. Like that.
Well, they tried to pass that deal with all reptiles for a while because of the COVID. They tried to sneak that bill in that one time, and it didn't pass, luckily, because.
Well, was that imported reptiles, or was that just reptiles in general?
I think they were trying to do it with just of reptiles in general, but I think they tried to start it out as import, but still, because the way COVID got started, but that has nothing to do with, the bad thing is it's the people like little Johnny down there that's got a pet that they're not even going to know these laws get passed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have no idea.
And then boom, and they'll be like, why did you take my? And the sad thing is they're going to euthanize it when they take them. They're not even going to try to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bad thing. You're just going to euthanize.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of thinking one night when I was reading about all the USARK stuff and all the stuff in Florida, and so many breeders, and I don't mean hobbyists, but I mean breeders, fly under the radar as far as. I wonder if it would make a difference if people went out there and got their LLC and filed for a business license. If the state saw how many people actually partake, as far as a business goes.
License.
I think if they were to poll that kind of who has a business in this industry, not many people do. It's probably 10 to 1.
Right.
But maybe people they want to fly under the radar, and I understand that too. I'm not saying they should have to come out and get a business license, but I'm just, I have 5,000 people had business license. If all of a sudden it would be looked at different,
Well, I think
it would be looked at different.
I think you're right, but I also see where people say they're afraid of something getting banned, so they're just going to go underground. And if nobody knows about them, they can stay underground. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know exactly. It was like in Florida, that guy come in there when they banned the yellow anacondas, and nobody knew who he was. He says, "I have the biggest collection of yellow anacondas in Florida. I have over 30 gravid females right now, and you all don't even know who I am." And when they banned them that day, they said, "You got 1 month to get rid of everything you got."
Wow.
1 month. And it was during the winter. And I'm thinking, this guy, he said, "This is my business." But he says, all you're going to do, he says, "I know a lot more people that you don't. You're going to drive them underground. And they're either going to keep underground, or the sad thing is, that's how things get turned loose, man, because people they don't realize what,
Well,
you need to just get it where you can say, "Hey, these are my emotional support animals, and you can't take them from me."
Yeah.
Well, you can.
I got 250 emotional support animals.
That's another thing, that's the one thing I do like about Instagram. Not to get off subject, but people have a lot of animals, but I think Instagram helps and YouTube helps hold people accountable for how well they take care of their animals, because you can't hide in plain sight. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Very true.
I think husbandry has gone through the roof as far as accountability and people wanting to have things set up properly and people wanting to have the high end.
That's what made me want to do some videos and shit. I seen some horror rodent videos when I first got into this. People were all like, "Oh yeah, check out my rodents." They'd open up bins and there'd be 2-3 dead rodents in the bin. It's like, well, when was the last time you was in there? It was like there was some bad videos. There's probably still is, but it was like people need to see good videos on like good care.
But there's also people that are real about it. They open the tub up and there's some snake poop in it because it pooped. They're like, "Oh, there's some poop," but you can also tell that it's not been there a week and growing mold.
Well, you can tell the difference.
You can tell. Okay. But that's
no way if someone's a real keeper and they got even 75 snakes, there's no way you could pull up every tub and not find one poop. This morning
there's always going to be poop.
I fed last night, so this morning I came out here at 5:30, check every single tub, make sure every animal was consumed, and if it wasn't, disregarded or tossed. But check water levels twice a week, Wednesdays and Sundays, and not water levels. I replace water, because I think fresh water is really the key to, and I think Wednesday and Sunday is a good breakup because if you wait any longer, you get that kind of a little bit of a discoloration, and you wouldn't want your dog drinking water a week old, so why would you want your reptile? So, but if I fed last night, so I come out here this morning. First thing I did when I wake up, check every tub, make sure everything's been consumed, and start grabbing. I got a rubber glove, start grabbing poops and throw them in the bin, and then I'll come back Wednesday and I'll go through and I'll change the waters and grab poops again, and then I'll feed again probably Friday night, check or Saturday night, and then on Sunday I'll go through in the morning and pull whatever wasn't consumed, which usually everything is, and then I'll change waters again on Sundays. So
you know what really helps is that copper wire, ain't it right, Justin?
Well, in the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people. I bought some snakes from a guy, and he gave me a case of copper washers.
Nice.
I've never used them though, because I just go through and change it.
Well, no, but I mean, even like it's really helpful, I think, for people who's got breeding rats and got their bucket up there. Is to throw the copper in there because. In other countries, that's how they filtrate their water with copper like that. So
yeah, I've seen it after a couple 2-3 months, it turns black and green. Yeah,
you just change them out. But I mean, I think it's a cool thing to do. I mean, especially
it works like science.
Especially like with my like my bigger snakes because I got big bulls in there, so I throw some in there for sure. Because they're I know when. Like the retics get to the size where they're going to be breeding, they drink a ton of water. You know what I mean? A ton of water. That's how you can tell. And so
that I used to do water bowls, and I switched out.
Yeah, pure.
I switched out just to using delis, and once a week they get a new deli. And they can knock this over. I don't know if you guys have seen me talk about it in the past, but I cut these. I don't know if everybody knows about this or not. I know some people do it, but I cut these drainage pipes.
Yeah.
And then the cup sits inside it, and they can't knock it over. Not even a ball python knocks it over, but I use bigger ones for the balls. But these I just put in the dishwasher every so often. But these get replaced once a week, and it doesn't cost that much. It's like $12 a week. To do my whole room.
I'm saying like Jarome, just like like just a strip of a little piece like in a water.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
about. Not like a bunch, Jarome. So, I mean, I could see somebody just taking a handful of stuff and throwing it, but I mean,
that's too much. Yeah, it's just one washer.
Too much
for water.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't use it.
I always go through and shoot mine with my little pressure thing so it oxygenates all the water. I do it 3, 4, 5 times a week probably just to oxygenate the water because that's what basically regenerates it. I mean, if you're using, like you say, fresh water, it's like there could be distilled water on a counter for months. That doesn't make it bad. Once you open it and you use it and then it sits there, it's not gonna. If you oxygenate it, that's what helps keep it fresher, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, shooting in the oxygen, it keeps it from getting funky and green. It doesn't, you know, it helps, I think, a lot.
Yeah. Well, when I get my new ARS racks, I'll be tossing all those plastic things and just having the ARS. I'm stoked.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pennies, 1983 and back are solid copper.
Yep. It is funny because I have seen people's videos where you look at it and then they got brand new shiny pennies in there. It's like that thing's like a 0.5% copper. It's like there's nothing. Yeah, it's pointless. It's like.
Yeah. Well, another thing
I have a
lot of my animals
that I use for my animals. I shoot in the water bowls. Yep.
A lot of my animals, like I have this in front of me. The tricolors I keep on cypress and all my milk snakes as well. But I'll just take the water and dump it into the cypress and then fill the water. You know what I mean? Because like
there you go.
Although it's got dirt on the outside, it's clean and clear. But when it comes time on Wednesday, I'll just take this and dump it into the cypress and then fill it up. So it also wets the cypress, you know, and then I actually spray it too almost every day, because even if you wet the cypress, when you open it out of a bag, it's super hydrated. But after it dries, it never hydrates the same. I don't know what the deal is. But I mix the cocoa dust and the cypress together to make this bedding that I use for the milks and the tricolors, and they just love that.
I agree, Jerome. You're absolutely right, because, you know, do need to clarify a little bit so people do understand, you know.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I've seen people with, like, videos of brand new pennies in there and shit. It's like, that's pointless.
Yeah, zinc ain't doing shit. I think the new pennies are zinc.
Like 99 point something zinc. It's like there's a tiny bit of copper, I think, in them, but.
Yeah, I think it's more better for the rodents, you know, because you got such a big bucket of water, you know. You know, my snakes, I'm always on the water every day, checking it and everything. So I'm not so much worried about it in my snake tubs. It's more, you know, for rodents, you know, for me anyway, you know.
When the colubrids are getting ready to lay, I have to pull the waters, and then I'll go in there with a cup and kind of put their head towards it. And if they drink, they drink. And if they don't, because a lot of times, for whatever reason, you could have a moist hide box with the orchid moss, and I haven't had it happen, but I've seen it way too many times to know that colubrids, for whatever reason, like to push their eggs out in water dishes. It's weird. I don't know if I don't think balls and boas, or pythons do that often, but colubrids are notorious for it. So when they're getting ready to lay, it's so easy to see when they're going to get ready to lay. I just remove the water and then try to give it to them. Just
boa constrictors like to poop in their water.
Oh man.
And that big girl, every time she'd soak to get ready to shed it, she would just poop in there. I'm like, God almighty.
Yeah, that's why I never had a big collection of water monitors. I like monitor species. They're the coolest reptile in my opinion. But as far as what's readily available, it's, other than like the dwarf monitor species like Ackies, it's the water monitors. And man, you people get them and they put a tub in there, and the damn thing shits in that tub 3 times a day, and then you're trying to take it out and you're spilling water in the cage on yourself. Oh my God.
I use a shop vac.
Wet and dry shop vac.
Yep, I do. That's how I clean it on.
Exactly.
The big tub, I shop vac it out of there, clean it out, throw it back in. Yep. Yeah. Works good.
If I ever get monitors again, I'll definitely get a dry species. Even though Merton's water monitors are my favorite by far. They are so cool. But they need an entire aquatic system, though, not just an aquatic. They can't just have a tub of water.
Right.
They need to be able to swim and stuff.
Or be a nice enclosure with a drain on where the water is, so you can drain it, clean it, and then fill it back up. That's the way to go.
You can hose up good and put it out the door and drain it that way.
Yep. Exactly. But hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the key, because I mean, the more of a pain in the ass it is to mess with the water, the less chances it's going to get done as often as it should. So,
yeah,
like,
for sure. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're going to have water with a monitor, it needs to be changed out almost every day or every other day.
Yeah, I mean, that's just another thing that a lot of people don't tell you or you know research, but I mean, just that's all about husbandry.
Monitors are nasty.
They are nasty.
They're dirty. They don't care. They just make a mess.
Night, Heather. Yeah, they are. They are nasty, but they're also, I think, one of the most intelligent creatures out there.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
they're the most intelligent lizard, no doubt. Just like a Crebo for a snake. Yeah, they're wild. They're super smart.
Yeah, if I get a bigger place in the room, I'm going to get another big monitor.
Have to.
Yeah, I want a black throat.
Yeah, they're cool. There's a guy in Seattle that captive produced several black throats, and then he kind of got out of it. But he was producing some cool looking stuff.
I know Paragon out of Kentucky's been producing a lot of black throats and lacy monitors.
Like
he's really
$2,000, huh?
Yeah, so
they're like $2,000 now, aren't they? 1,500.
What's that?
The captive bred black throats.
They're about $1,000, 1,200 actually.
1,200.
Around $1,000. Yeah.
Remember when they were like 300 or 400? I like to see the value.
Yeah, I remember when they were like 200 or 300. Now they're like, yeah, you're like, damn it. You can get a white throat for probably around 400 or 500. Maybe, but.
Yeah. Hey, I like to see the value go up even more. I don't got a problem with that at all.
All right. Exactly.
Good for the hobby and good for the animal. Like I said, I always stand by that. People protect their investment.
I mean,
the more they pay, not us, but general public, the more they pay, the more likely they'll take better care of it.
Better taking, yep.
It's just a human thing.
Well, it's like when I went to school, people that had to work and buy their own car took way better care for it than the rich kids that got a brand new car handed to them. They wrecked it.
That's 100%.
Most appreciated more, huh?
Yep. Oh yeah, you had to work for it. You had to fix it.
Yeah. I only got 6% left on my laptop. I'm running low.
Well, hell, we've been on here almost 3 hours. That's pretty close to what we run. So, yeah, man, if you got to jump off, man, I appreciate you coming on here, man. And a lot of knowledge, and I appreciate sharing it with us.
Appreciate you having me. It was awesome.
Hey, having the
everybody in the chat, if you haven't already, check out the giveaway. We're giving away a ball, a boa, and a hognose on my Instagram. So, last
awesome.
We're going to call
the winners. And if you do, read the rules. Subscribe. You got to follow all 3 channels.
Yep.
Or don't read the rules, and that gives me a better chance of winning.
You know what's been cool though? People have really been posting that up, even though the more people that play, the less likely.
Yeah, when you first posted it, it was everywhere.
But everybody, that's pretty cool. People, they're doing it for the love of it. I appreciate that. So.
Yeah, we probably shouted out on almost every show to let people know about it. So. Yeah. We've dropped your Instagram out, your Instagram link too a bunch of times just so people can go over there. So
for sure.
Right on.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, so should I click off? Is it time?
Yeah.
Yeah, just all you gotta do is hit
whatever you gotta do, yeah.
All right, thanks for listening, or whatever. Everybody. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Thanks for being
on.
Man.
All right, later, bro.
Later. Awesome, man. Good live stream.
Yeah,
that's a cool dude, man.
He's got a lot of knowledge as far as the clubrets and all that shit, for sure. It's good to have all the, it's not always just about ball pythons.
Well, right.
It's good to have the other variety of channels that we can get on here, for sure.
Well, because there is a lot of people on here that keep clubrets too, even if it's just 1 or 2, I mean, so it's nice to get information on it too, because especially like with hognose and stuff, I believe he's absolutely right. Is where a lot of people don't feed them the proper size meal, that they need. So you can see the size of his hognose and how big they were at a year or 6 months, and they're bigger than a lot of people have at 2 years, you know. So, yeah, I mean, Colubrids really, I mean, if you're into really.
And that one Heidi was showing, that's the one that you liked a bunch, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, the Musarana. Dude, that's
yeah, Musarana or whatever. Is that's the one you've been talking about a bunch, wasn't it the same one?
Yeah. And there's a super form and there's a black form. There's a couple different colors, but the pine one is
king snakes, great live. I love Colubrids for sure. Hey,
but you know, if you like venomous though, Colubrids are pretty right there, pretty close though.
Well, yeah.
Some, you know, like the false waters and stuff. And
send me a picture of that eyeball that you use for your logo, and then maybe I'll like throw your name on it for Friday's show.
Yep.
But send me the exact the picture of the eye that you use, so then it'll be the same, and then maybe I'll just add your name on it, and we'll for the slideshow and stuff when you're on the show.
Yeah. Justin will be hosting Friday, and I will send you his email, Justin, so you can send the link to his email for his laptop, like I did with Shane. He did the same thing. It was easier for him to go through his email on his laptop than it was. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Well, I'll send you the link, and then you can email the link, because I never use my email or none of that shit.
Well, I can do that too. That's fine.
I don't ever.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that
at all.
Yeah, it's super simple, but yeah.
Or we can just drop it in the chat too. It's no big deal.
Well, some of the laptops are harder to get on with the chat. That's why a lot of people go. Like Shane, I sent it to his Instagram. He said he was having a hard time on his laptop, so I emailed it, and then he got on. It was a lot easier.
Well,
I don't know why it is. They should stream with their phones and watch through the laptop. It makes it a lot easier. Like tonight, the audio, I couldn't hear half of what was going on. Some of it, yeah. I mean, I don't know if that was true. If that was, some of it might have just been his connection too. I don't know, you know. But yeah, I always say it's better to go through your phone if you can, dude, because
it is. If you can stream through your phone and watch through your laptop, it makes it a whole lot easier. It just does.
That's awesome, Spartan. That's good to hear, and it hasn't been put out there, but you know.
But I'm still going to make an available list. Right on.
And I hadn't said nothing about it. I just said that there was going to be a list. I didn't say who. So, but I'm glad that things are looking better.
For sure.
And
fucking life's been so crazy right now. It's like unreal, man.
Because there was a few things I was going to ask you about before you even did that anyway. But we can talk later about that. I'll hit you up later on that. So. Yeah, it is good to see Shane doing more lives. He was on JDI's on Instagram and here, and then you know, he's like, man, he's backstage. Always something I get a little nervous. I said, don't worry about it. We'll start bullshitting. You'll forget all about that, you know. I will, Spartan. But oh yeah, Dylan, do you while you're here, did they reschedule? Do you have a reschedule on your live that was supposed to happen last night? Or is it still
22 people in the house, 41 thumbs up. Double check the like button just in case.
Hell yeah.
KY Constrictors, welcome to the live show.
Welcome, Lizard Mom. Thank you. New member in the house.
Nice. She's a member of my channel too. She's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Make sure to stop by tomorrow night. I got you in the intro and in the slideshow as well. Got your logo all for the big screen.
Breeder spider female, salt eater, and great breeder girl. You know, and I haven't heard one person ever tell me that their spider isn't their best eater.
That is,
that's. I would say all.
Welcome to the chat as well, and the family.
Yeah.
And you know, I've seen a lot of people dye their hair pink. Hers come out badass. That shit is pink. It's not like kind of pink. It's freaking pink.
So that's the color you're gonna do?
No, I don't know why they didn't pick a better color. See, now if I was walking around with blue hair, somebody's gonna go, "Oh, like, oh, why do you got blue hair?" And it's like, "Oh, for this, this, and another." If people see I got pink hair, they're just gonna think I'm, messed up and I'm on the wrong month.
Mm-hmm. All right, buddy. I just thought if you did have a reschedule, I was going to let everybody know here. Why we had everybody here.
Unfortunately. Oh yeah. Okay.
But that's cool. Yeah, it's crazy. I've never seen a spider that just don't like to eat. I mean, that's the thing about them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Everybody I've ever heard talk about their spider, that everybody says, "Oh, this and that about." That's the first thing they say is it's a solid eater or the best eater, one of the two.
Yes,
I've never heard somebody say that the spider don't eat.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, no problem. That's why we're here for. I figure, hell, what better way to get the word out is on live stream if you did have it.
Well, I was going to say, and then if you do this week, next week, whenever it happens, let us know whenever it is, because there's shows all week. My Tuesday show, I'll let people know, or the Iron Animal
Wednesday.
shows, we will, and Jason does Thursdays, so
yeah,
we can get the word out for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't get everybody loves seeing pictures.
Yeah.
Right on.
It is a spider. Is a spider breeder female, salt eater, great breeder girl. Right there, I'll leave it up there. How's Lizard Mom doing tonight?
Oh, and speaking of, I'll just bring her up for a minute just because.
Venom Wonderful.
I like hers. I like that eyeball. Looks cool.
Yep. I give everyone in our awesome community first dibs before I post them on for exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
And then that was
And yeah, what are you mumbling about?
No, I said that's cool because I was going to talk to Josh anyway later on. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, spider gene. Oh, don't start with that goddamn spider gene.
Oh, look at Dylan. Boom. I need to listen to Breeder Girl.
Don't be trying to hog everything.
You know, Dylan. Easy now.
I ain't got no money for the snakes I want, let alone for any extra ones.
I got a couple people that would be interested in some of that stuff too already. So.
Oh, I'm sure. Amongst the community, there's going to be people who's going to want to get some stuff. I'm sure. Hey,
I'll keep it straight too. I need a list of anything that's blackhead first before you show Dylan. Nah.
There's a few 3 breeder girls.
Hell no, hell yeah. Hey, you just asked for breeder girls. I asked for that list. Man, I'll tell you what, that blackhead champagne combo he's got, boy, that son of a bitch is badass, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
That Dylan has, that one he shows.
Yep.
Man, that's a beautiful looking snake.
I got my blackhead army growing up, and I have available. Just saying.
Oh, I know. You're gonna have to take some spots for all them baby berms you're gonna have. And all them holdbacks.
think I might have to do his like long wise. Let me see. Let's see.
Never produced a normal. You got a male available. Is it just straight blackhead male only, Dylan? Or is that like blackhead X gene, maybe, or whatever, unknown? Or is it just, I can't remember. I know you said that in a few of them, so. Oh, for sure.
What's up with that?
Possible OG. What's that?
I wonder what. Lizard Mom says her comments aren't working on YouTube.
She's not blocked, so there's no reason.
If you listen, I will. I'll replace this one with that one to see, because I just got it off of Instagram, and this one might be a little bit better. It looks pretty good though. That one does. But I wonder why comments can't come up on Instagram or on YouTube. Yeah, she says my comments aren't working on YouTube.
Well, that is super weird.
Well, yeah, she just became a member. That makes no sense.
I think she's blue. I think she was blue too, wasn't she?
I don't think she got. I don't think she got timed out or anything.
No, I don't see no timeout.
Even then, yeah, that is just way weird.
Hey, ask her to post up now. Because she's a moderator. See if it'll let her do it now. She wasn't a moderator.
See if it'll let you comment now. I don't know if she's listening or not. Oh, let me type it in.
Yeah, until I made her a moderator, so it definitely has to now, you think.
I don't know if she's listening or not. I'm all speaking like she's listening and shit. I got her on Instagram on my phone. Such a tard. Oh, she just made a comment. Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, I was like, because I thought you had said something, but I didn't see any comment from her in the chat. I was looking.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I do have people.
I wonder what the fuck. That's weird.
That is weird.
Uh-oh, she's typing, so it might not have worked. Uh-oh. The little fingers are going. Or the little dots. They're moving. That's just wrong. You can't be a member to YouTube channels and not be able to comment on YouTube. That's bullshit. It won't bring comments. Oh, it won't bring comments up. What?
Yeah. You mean where she can comment, you mean?
Yes, typing fast.
Is she on her phone?
She said, yeah. Oh, I don't know. Are you on a phone or are you on a computer? Oh, no, I don't know. She's right here.
Yeah, because, maybe she's not in the live. Well, maybe she's not back in the live chat.
Yeah, it won't bring comments up. LOL, it's fine, she said. But she's all like, yes, typing fast. Phone. She's on a phone. So she can't hear me. So I quit typing because I hate typing.
Well, is she in live chat? That's the thing.
Up at the top, there's a little button that says live chat. Click on, or I think it says top chat. But even then, even if it says top chat, it should let her comment.
Yeah, I was just saying that. I'm just trying to figure out the solution. So.
There is an option up on the top of the comment. Sometimes it says top chat. If you click it, you can click it to live chat, and it'll come up with a different chat. But she's not getting the box to be able to comment. That's weird.
That's what I mean. If you're on your phone, did she push the button that says live chat to go over to chat?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know. Ask her.
Where you
on here. Yeah.
When you to join, you exit out of the live chat to hit the join.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I'm
maybe go all the way out of YouTube and then come back in again and then find the chat, and then you should be able to find it.
Yeah.
Or if you just press live chat, yeah. I know what you mean.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, when you got to get rid of it to be able to get to the channel page.
To make a comment or whatever, yeah, because if you don't
she's typing now. Let's see. Okay, I'll try. No worries, though. No, we are worried. That's bullshit. You're a member to a channel. You got to be able to comment or say hi or hang out with your people.
Well, yeah. Well, either way, you should be able
what
to.
What the hell? We would need to get... yeah, that might have been it when she got rid of the comments. Yeah, either go back in or all the way out or just go up at the top. It'll say live chat. Click that. Was it live chat?
Yeah, if you're on your phone, it says live, live stream or live chat.
Yeah, right where the thumbs up are, the thumbs up and the thumbs down, it'll say live chat next to it. If you click that, the chat should come back up.
That's why I was wondering if she was on the regular page.
I forgot about that by getting rid of it and then being able to go back again.
Yeah, exactly.
Give her the link to get on screen with you if it doesn't work.
Well, if she can't get on to see this chat, then she can't get the link.
I think she can hear it, but she can't see it. I think that's what happened is she just got rid of the chat link.
Dylan, I wouldn't.
It's pretty bad if Chris has got you blocked on a channel that you're a member of.
Oh no, it ain't blocked.
No smoking on the stream.
Okay. Does it lit?
No,
I wouldn't try to beat you out anyway, Dylan. You know that.
Yeah, he would, Dylan. Don't let him bullshit you.
No, I'm not like that.
Yeah, he's one of them shady motherfuckers on the outside or on the inside.
Oh.
He don't show it on the outside except.
Dylan knows better than that.
Dylan don't know shit.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan's gonna believe me.
No,
we're Washingtonians. We don't trust nobody on the inside.
He's not from Crackama.
Neither am I. I was born in Seattle. So what's your point?
Oh my God! I heard they're getting hail and rain.
They might be.
I heard they were getting hail and rain. But damn, we're supposed to get rain later this week.
But I'd rather be where I'm at now than Seattle. That place is getting wacky too.
That ain't no shit.
So I'm glad I'm where I'm at. Bunch of weirdos and shit. I'd rather hang out with you weirdos than them weirdos. You know what I'm saying? We're cool weirdos. Those weirdos are weird.
Seattle's almost worse now, he says.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Getting close.
That's a whole different subject we won't get into.
Well, that's it. It is worse because you have the chaos there on top of all the bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. And then you get even Portland. And then you go to Portland. And that's even. Yep. I know it's not Washington. I'm just saying, just Portland, and that's even worse.
No, same thing. No, there was a deal the other day. It showed the little bit of Oregon and Seattle area right there were Washington, and the rest of us was Idaho. It was pretty funny, actually. Oh, hey. I was on one of y'all's lives a few weeks ago, and I was telling you.
This is my name. I posted one video. Hope I can get some support from y'all. I'm new to this. I'm learning.
Check it out. You know what you want to do? The first thing. Right on, Liz Mom. Hey, welcome. Hey, Mr. Reptile, go find one of my videos on My Animal House, or you can do it on Irondogg too. But go to My Animal House, find one of my videos, comment on my video so I can find your channel, and then let me take a look at it. Maybe we'll get you a little love.
Yeah, we'll post your link or something.
But we're about to end.
Did
you have to do it quick?
Did you have to back out, or did you just have to hit that live stream? Hey, it's.
Also, I got it.
Not trying to talk smack. It's just when you see riots there for almost 200 days straight, I feel for everybody.
Comment on one of my videos and let me see your channel. We'll hook you up a little bit.
Yep.
Unless you look extra weirdo, and then I'm not doing it.
You had to back out. Yeah, that's weird that it did that, but I'm glad you got it. So
it may have been when you went out, that little live chat button in the middle of the screen there. That might have been what you needed to hit.
Either way, you got it working. That's all that matters.
And you're back to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And you got a blue name out of it because apparently you weren't a moderator before because he's kind of an ass like that. So now that you are blue and a member, welcome to the Freak Show. And what is that little symbol that I am now? I can't tell what it is. I don't know if I'm just blind or I can't see what it is. It's like half blue and half red. What the hell is it?
It's a chameleon.
Oh, I can't see it.
Well,
I couldn't tell what it was. Sherry's got one too, and so am I now.
No. Well, I'll have to look at it. If it ain't looking that good, I'll change the symbol. It looks good in the picture, but you know they don't make it. I wish they made them bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what they say when you get them, when you make them, when they say that when you have them made, make sure that they're like simple, but you know, because it's like
right.
So it's, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Pain in the ass. I'm green. No, you're blue. Oh no, you're green, huh? Because you're a member.
Yeah, it's a chameleon, but yeah, you can actually see the lizard easier than the chameleon, but. Just because it's colorful, but I'm going to change that.
That from UCB online. What?
Nice, and I've sure seen that from these two being online.
I'm hoping that's a good comment.
I think showing the love in the community is what he's talking about. How you were saying that.
I know, but he needs to go comment on my video. On a video. Let me see if I can go find him first. That Mr. with the dot might be something that might be unique.
Let's see if I can.
Nope. Ooh.
There's a lot.
Are you the one with the video game controller? Let me see. Nope, that one just says an M. This one shows the video game controls. Only got 8 subs, 8 videos. Nope, that ain't him. You said you only have 1 video. You only got. See if you. Yeah, you're gonna have to go comment.
Oh, that's Mr. Reptile 64.
Yeah, there was a big channel that popped up too. It wasn't even the same name, but go comment on one of my videos and get you a couple subs.
Yeah.
You don't even know. Like Ball Python Love, that guy will subscribe to your channel in a minute. He's everybody in here. Very, very good supporters. You're missing an opportunity of a lifetime. You better get on it. Get on it.
Here, we'll make it easy for him. How about this?
Did you find him?
No.
Oh. I was like, did you find him? I hope I can get support from you all. Grow with me, please. Not grow with me, please. Check it out. Either go find one of my videos and leave a comment. Let me check your channel.
Hold on.
Or
I'm going to make it easy for him. Hold on. So he got to try to find it. I'm going to drop your link for him.
You have to, you have to support here to get support. It's a two-way deal. As long as we can get that, you'll fit right in.
Go to this link right here I just dropped. Comment on any of his videos, and then he can drop your link in the channel. So all you got to do is go to this link I dropped. Comment on one of his videos. He'll see it, and then he'll drop your channel link in here.
Maybe. I'm going to take a look at it first.
Yeah, we don't mind anybody or help growing or anything as long as you know.
It's both ways.
Yep, it works both ways. I figured that would be easier because then he can just click on the link instead of trying to buy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Somebody commented on one of my bearded dragons said Mickey Mouse has left chat.
They better hurry because I'm down to 14%. So
yeah, we're good. There's a bunch of mystery. Yeah, that's why I said they got to put in some work too. If you can't come in and say you want some support, and all you got to do is go find my channel and just say hi, and then I would help you out. You got to put a little work.
All right, he said he's gonna go do that now. Thanks. All right, we'll wait a couple minutes. So
got to put a little work in. Got to put a little work in. Isn't that song back in the day? You got to work it. Something. You got to work it. What is it? What's that song?
Somebody I don't know. And just so you know,
what?
Shirts will be going out soon. I've got to give them all the addresses on it. So, if anybody's wondering.
Oh, the only ones wondering is Ball Python Love. And I told them last night that they was going out. We were going to go to the post office today, but Mondays are a nightmare. What?
I thought you told me you was going to ship his out last.
I am. I may wait a week or two. on his.
Ball Python Love, those stickers get there yet? Yes or no? If they haven't, I'm going to resend some out tomorrow.
I got new 3-inch stickers coming. They should be here tomorrow.
Because that would be, if I sent them on a Wednesday, and it's been a Wednesday, and then now it's Monday, that means they're probably lost. You know what I mean? That's been like 10, 12 days or whatever. Because this Wednesday will be 2 weeks, dude. You know what I mean? So if they're not there, let me know. So, and...
No, they haven't, and I see how it is. What do you mean you see how it is?
All right.
What do you mean?
Do me a favor.
I forgot to tell you that.
David, go to my Instagram and drop your address again down in my Instagram. So
about the thing.
I know it's right because Venom got his
last, bro.
Venom got his, and everybody else has. So I want to make sure that I got lost. So I want to remail them out. And I'll put them in your name this time because I put it in your son's name the first time. That might be why I don't know why they wouldn't do it, but just the mail's the mail, you know.
Oh damn! It works. You going live at 8:15? Bob Python Love? Damn. Nice.
Well, it's 10:12 here.
What? It's 8 o'clock here. He's got it down for 8:15, which is in like 5 minutes or 3 minutes. Yes, he said. Right on, Ball Python Love going live after us if anybody wants to continue the party. And Mr. Reptile fella, I didn't get no
Well, maybe he's watching the whole video. Give him a chance. Last time you said that, he'd go, "Oh, ding, there it went," he said.
My last video was only 3 minutes. All you got to do is comment on something, Jeez, to get you link.
I mailed them out, what, Saturday?
But after the rock
Friday or Saturday, when did I tell you I mailed them out? So, I mean, I would think you get them this week. But it seems like the closer you are to where
we're go out. Savage, send me your
should get them this week, I would think.
And I'll send you some channel stickers as well.
I can't remember when I told you I mailed them. It was either Friday or Saturday. I think it was Friday, wasn't it?
I got a sticker swap from last night that I just remembered too. I need to get the card out so I remember that to do it.
So if the mailman got them Friday, they probably put them in there Saturday. So I'd say you should have them by Friday anyway. It just depends on the mail, dude. I can't. It used to be you get them in a couple days. Now it seems like it takes forever. Yeah, so you should have them definitely I would say by Friday or Thursday, I would think. Maybe before. It just depends.
Just looked. It was Friday.
I mean, like Justin can send me stickers and I get it like in 2 days. And he's in Washington. But if I send but if he sends stickers to like Oregon, it'll take like a week. I mean, that's how it is.
I got stickers going out to Oregon too. Oh, there's his address. I'll send you out some too, Savage. That's 2 now. I got to remember to go get the envelope as soon as I go upstairs. If not, I'll forget.
I've already sent some to Savage.
Well, aren't you fucking special?
No, that's who we're talking to. That's why I asked.
I know.
You said you're going to send me his address.
No, I told him to send me his address so I can send him some stickers too. Damn, and then you're all up on my balls and shit.
Oh, I did send him an Iron Animal. I did send him an Iron Animal show. I've been doing that lately. I've been sending it to people with swaps. I'll tell you why, because I put our channels on there and tell them, hey, you need to come watch our live stream. And I put your channel name. And
I gotta put sticker packs on all the shirts too. I remember that.
So
your sticker, my sticker. I'm giving 3 or 4 of your stickers. Fuck, you gave me a whole pile of them.
Well,
I think I'm gonna start bringing. I might bring some of yours too. So when I do sticker drops, I might put us both up there. We'll see. I don't know if you're that special though. We'll see. We're homies. Dude, I don't know if we're that kind of homies.
I'm in like 100 countries.
Oh, I traded a lot of stickers. Yeah, I traded a lot of shit. It's almost like a scorpion. Wow. You got a tattoo of a scorpion? I don't know. Some bullshit. Let me check my phone. You might have got gypped. No, I'm done. I'm gonna go get something to eat.
I'm 11%, so I'm out of here.
Well, yeah. I mean, if they wanted a little bit of, if they wanted a little support, they should have.
But if it does come up, we can do it Wednesday or whatever. You know,
or I'll do it tomorrow. I'll even say something tomorrow. But
yeah, exactly. There you go.
You got to give to get. You got to. It's all about together. Ain't no I in team. All right, everybody. I'm out. I'm gonna go get some to eat. How y'all doing?
Yep.
Ball Python Love's going on right now.
Well, he said I did that.
Wants to continue to kick it.
I did that.
Okay, what'd you do? Let me see.
He said I did that.
I ain't get nothing. I ain't get nothing.
What video was it? Do you remember?
Yeah, it takes sometimes a minute to get a notification. I want to send your link out if you actually did before we leave. But hey, go to Ball Python Love. Check the guy right here, Ball Python Love. Find his channel if you can, then, and because he's going live right after.
Hold on, I'll drop his. I can drop his.
The Ball Python. I was just gonna do that too. I was gonna go get Ball Python Love, and go there. Go to that channel because a lot of these same people are gonna be there in a little bit. And then if I get your notification while I'm eating or whatever, I'll come on to his stream and I'll drop your link, and then I'll come hang out and stuff when we get done eating this stuff in the chat. So.
Yeah, come here.
You got to hang with the cool kids to be a cool kid. We might let you in. You're a half percenter. Only half.
Here's the link to his live stream.
I rock the eyeball. I got to use this eyeball. I'll change it to the other eyeball you sent.
Yeah, I'll go there.
Afterwards, because I got a couple slideshows already ready with it. Okay, thank you so much. Right on. Yep, go there.
All right, go start your live stream up right now, Ball Python. Get over and start up.
Get over there and do it now. Hey, don't be yelling at him like that.
Hey, try to help him out. It's 10:17. He's late.
He is. I'm out. I'm gonna go get some to eat.
Peace.
Love you guys. Take care.
Peace.